Marvelous.
We going.
Okay, let's do this, boys.
Let's go.
The clouds part, Zephyros's towering, floating citadel drifts through the icy winds of the north. From the tower's open balcony, you peer down at the shattered remains of MIRRAH below. The once thriving mining city lies in ruin, its once proud walls breached and scattered like broken teeth across the snow-dusted plains. Smoke rises from the wreckage, twisting into the sky in dark, mournful tendrils. The streets are empty save for the occasional glint of shattered glass or the jagged edges of collapsed rooftops. Frost has overtaken the city like a creeping blight, making it a frozen graveyard. Behind you, Zephyros leans heavily onto his crystalline staff, his massive translucent form casting an ethereal glow in the grey light. And under his breath, in his meditative state as the tower pushes forward through the wind, "The frost giant's wrath knows no bounds," he mutters in his voice, a low grumble like distant thunder. "But even they are pawns in a larger game. I hope the fates are kind to us below." And as the tower continues westward, the icy tundra of the Icewind Dale stretches out in all directions, its pale expanse broken only by jagged hills and the occasional copse of frost-bitten trees. The air grows colder, biting through even the thickest of cloaks, and as you approach, the tower comes to a slope. The foothills surrounding the village that you have not been to in some time, MIRRAH. From this height, the village is a tiny speck of life clinging in the wilderness, a cluster of rooftops huddled against the encroaching snowdrift. Smoke rises from a few chimneys, but even from above you can sense a tension below. You see small figures scurrying between buildings, and the faint gleam of sunlight off sleds and carts hint at hasty preparation. I come back to you all in Zopharos's tower as you hang above the village of MIRRAH. How do you prepare yourself?
Friendly game.
Hello.
Would it have been a long enough journey to have had a rest?
Yes.
Perfect.
Good.
Not a long rest though. Short rest. You've been in the air for about 3 hours.
Okay. I'm going to use many hit die.
Okay.
Yeah, does that
Use this
apply
time
the same
as-
for nubs?
Yeah, if you want to prepare any spells or anything like that, do that now. This
Okay.
is your opportunity.
Finnan's been heating up with meditative brewing, with the kit he's got set up in Zeph's tower, tending to it, taking over from Arthur Simbar and Zeph, where we left off beforehand.
You mean Sirac, I think.
Ah, Sirac, shit, sorry. My bad.
But yes.
Fuck it, I think I'm going to use all my hit die. Let's go.
Oh, you didn't see my healing. It was really fucking good.
Sorry, I actually don't have Roll20 open. I've just realised. If you do roll anything, then and you want me to know, please do also shout it out because I often don't actually have Roll20.
Nah,
open.
I just rolled my healing for short rest, which was 44.
Oh, I don't think my Finnan die came through.
That's all good.
Did 3. See, no, I've got. No, I have to roll my hit die one at a time for some reason to make this to work, so give me a
Yeah,
second.
same.
Feel free to do that in the background whilst we kind of all move through. Anyone who's already rolled,
I'll post you just the
die,
total healing, maybe.
You're more than welcome to take us from here. But I would imagine that as you kind of hover above MIRRAH, Sirac steps forward, his face pale but determined, and his breath is visible in this frigid air, and you feel it cold around you. Sirac looks out the window. I haven't been among people in months. His voice is quieter than usual. But if there's a fight ahead, I'm not sitting on this tower any longer while they face it alone. He grips his quarterstaff in preparedness. He glances back towards Zephyros, who kind of nods. I will remain here. The sight of a giant, even one as benevolent as myself, will only add to their fear. May the winds guide you. May you return safely here. I will settle us down in the foothills. Not too far, but far enough to not bring any concern.
Yes, well, I don't. Oh no.
I was going to say, Abard, I remain in link with you, should you need to call upon me.
Yes.
For the time being, anyway.
The
Whilst I
brain
maintain
speak.
my strength. Yes.
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 Yes, I remember it well. Well, hopefully we won't be leaving you for too long. I think we've just got to go and sort of assess the situation, but I think it's imperative that we make haste on for Raven Rock as soon as possible. They have vestiges, so we need to try and conclude our business in MIRRAH as swiftly as possible, I feel.
Now, let's not forget that we have to make a proper entrance.
Yes.
I would suggest that I fly down from the castle, with sparks going off around me, with loud noises, and we encourage cheers from the crowds below as I descend onto them. Their god. It will make it much easier for evacuation if they leave I am a god, rather than just a humble dragonborn.
Oh yeah. What? I don't know about you guys, but I'm just trying to remember what happened yesterday. Can you give me a quick reminder of what we
can
did?
do a recap.
Oh yeah.
My memory's
shall I-
getting worse these days.
Does anyone want to give a quick recap to the nubs?
Oh, as you remember, Nubs, we entered into the large chamber at the bottom of the giant
Tree of Life.
statue place. That's the one. The tree
Yeah.
was there, as
Yep.
were several of Unger's frozen former companions.
Colleagues, yeah.
No close family members, as we believe, more sort of associates of the tribe.
Yes, and that was good news, obviously. Yeah.
Yes, good news that was, and we had a little rustle, of course, with the spirit of Drezug and the tree, and we realised actually the tree was responding to memories. So we simply
I
flooded it.
remember all that. Yes. What my memory lacks is what happened precisely after that scuffle.
Ah, of course, yes. Sorry, the time it's
Sorry
it's away
to
from me.
prompt you.
We chopped the tree down.
The new tree that was growing.
No,
after we-
the large dead tree, not the young newborn tree.
I
Very
have here. Unger holds up a boot with a little sproutling in it.
Oh yeah.
Very good.
He was furious.
Process of repotting that so Finn can get his shoe back, I think.
Oh yeah.
Ah, Finn, did
didn't
you
we-
get a new pair of shoes?
Well, I took mine off. I asked to not offend you, and I hope you wouldn't be offended if I took my boot off, which you made for me to put the plant in, because the only bottles we had were too small in the neck to like keep the root structure intact. So I sacrificed and got a cold wet foot. But I'm assuming we did get it into a glass vase of some description, which Zeph had, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, you
And
put it into a vase.
yeah, and I got my slightly soiledy boot back. But if you want to fix it up, I'd always take that. It's getting pretty
I'd love
tatty.
Give me a quick once over, eh?
Yeah,
Got a bit
To
of
mate.
leather
get
here,
enraged about it being put in a boot.
Yeah.
I was
Very angry.
so mad.
Such a bad
Shoes of the
use of nubs.
feet. That's what I said.
Something like that.
In fact, I don't actually remember the last time I took my boots off, so yeesh.
Mellow.
Don't worry. Oh yeah.
Oh,
Hammer time.
damage.
No, it's not damage. It's just my repair. So like, there you go. You got 7 repair.
Oh, amazing. Thank you. How cool is it?
Plus the magic repair. Great
Zephyros
stuff. So we took
behind you.
the tree back
sorry,
to the. Sorry, took the tree back to Zeph's tower, and then I assume we told Zeph to fly here over to Mirrah.
Yeah,
You
that's what we
also-
had in.
Sorry. No, sorry. You guys described it better for cover for you.
We, of course, had intended to first go to MIRRAH to maybe try and send more word down to Tortellini or try and meet the reinforcements we're, of course, expecting Tortellini to send to help us with Mirrah. But when we arrived, the city was a waste, and we decided it was probably still best to go to Mirrah. After all, so I have to collect my one remaining living sibling and
Yes.
my ransom, Lambert Ossel. So, and I think Shamash wanted to do some spiritual connection to the town and see what we can help with before we, of course, need to properly sort out the giant menace of the north.
Again. Yes. Okay. Very good. Yes, I'm all up to date now. My fog has lifted.
Speaking of fog, Unger's eyes looked foggy before. He is noticeably more present now that I'm sat at my computer.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Also, how necrotic am I looking still, even after taking a short rest and maybe healing myself using a healing spell? Suppose I'm asking the DM that. Like, how am I still?
Oh, you had acid on
Covered
your
it.
skin, didn't you?
Yeah, all sort of.
Yeah, I forgot about
Decayed.
that.
Roll me a D100.
Oh right. Yeah, I'm very necrotic indeed.
What did you roll?
15.
Luckily, the percentile is how much of your body is still covered in the acid damage.
Oh, nice.
100 would have been you would have been a zombified mess.
Yeah.
You have well, you give it the flavor that you would like. If what was it, 15?
15%. Yeah.
15% of your body is covered in acid damage that will not remove in some form of pigmentation and gnarly looking kind of scabbed skin. Where would you imagine it would be on Nubs? Not where he prefers it to be.
Yeah.
Just
Oh no, it's my left
When you
arm.
think of it in your mind.
Yeah, it's covered. It's from my left arm, from the kink of my shoulder and my left arm upwards. Yeah, it's all sort of scarring up. But I mean, I suppose that's where I got most of the splashing on me. So that makes sense. Yep, my left arm's the zombie arm. Oh well.
As you're kind
Yeah, I
of
can
stand
live with that.
around looking at Nubs's grotesque arm, you feel the tower of Zephyros begin to as it starts to like find a spot in the foothills. It's probably about a 15-minute walk to MIRRAH from here, where he sets it down. The cloud. And when it does land, the cloud actually dissipates into the snow, and it's almost as if the tower has been here forever as it settles down. And Zephyros looks around at you all. I would be waiting in meditation, resting. Should you need me, just call. Godspeed, my friends.
We'll see you soon, don't worry.
From here, knowing it's not too far a walk to MIRRAH, what do you do as you make your way trudging back through the snow?
So, fellows, I've got some plan. I shall approach
Oh
first.
yes.
I will use my fly gently descend. Well, I'll go up first. Then I will fly up in the air. Then I will start to gently descend from the heavens. I'll use my thaumaturgy to create the sound of thunder rumbling in the sky, and also use thaumaturgy to make my voice 3 times louder than usual. I will announce, "Your god has returned." I will then use my prestidigitation to create a shower of sparks surrounding myself and making me glow in the shiny light. As I
Why don't you
get
shoot some
closer to the
lasers up your
assembled...
ass while you're at it? Sorry.
Oh, I'll
Carry
do
on.
that as well, don't worry. As I get close to the
Sorry,
ground,
wait,
I'll...
just
I'm
to
explaining
Joe,
to the
just the.
crowd.
Oh,
Sorry.
you're good.
I'm
Are you
explaining to the
doing?
crowd.
Sorry. Which crowd?
Oh, sorry, I'm
Sorry,
explaining
we've
to the
not
rest of
played-
the
we're
party my plan.
You're okay. The party. Oh, right. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah,
We're all
well,
looking on
this isn't in the
skeptically
village,
at
okay,
this
cool.
moment.
I was
Furrowed
gonna say, you're not
brows.
there yet. That's
No, no,
fine.
no.
Sorry, my misunderstanding. Apologies for
He's
interrupting.
explaining it to saying what he is planning to do. So, as I get closer to the ground, I will use my major illusion to make the image of a fiery angel blasting out loud, triumphant music as I fall from the sky. I will then disappear suddenly and reappear next to whoever's
Oh.
there, and we'll leave it from there. You happy with that?
Question.
Not really.
We want to make big noise, big light,
Yes.
when there are parties, war bands of frost giant searching land for humans to kill.
Mm-hmm.
I see where you're going with this.
Maybe
Yes, Avon.
quiet is better.
But we need to gather the crowd quickly. We need to get them here soon.
Yes, we can do that.
I
Okay.
think we're gonna. If we turn up, I think the crowd's gonna gather. Speaking frankly, we're a bunch of freaks. You know, this guy's 7 foot tall, and he points at the big hairy caveman next to him. I'm a gnome. You're a whatever you are, says Nubs, pointing at Shamash. I think we're going to draw a crowd up here, honestly. They've not seen this kind of lights for a long time around here, I'm sure.
Fine, I'll tone it down a little bit. I'm
Very
still
good.
going to do the flying.
Okay.
Right, so Shamash first, and the rest of us will sort of follow in our own particular fashion.
Yes.
Right.
Smash starts adjusting his clothes to get most of the dirt and sweat and blood off them.
Abard will mount his horse.
As you are around halfway from here to Mirrah, and just to remind, Sirak has come with you on this journey. You start to, as you kind of turn around a snowdrift, and you find your way to the main path that would lead to the road that joined the Neverwinter Trail. No, sorry, I can't actually remember the high road. The high road is the road that connects Neverwinter to along the coast. You finally find that road that you are familiar with. It's been a long time since you've been on it, but you rejoin this road back up to Mirrah. As you turn around this snowdrift, you see an old man walking along with a small boy, and they're kind of shuffling slowly over towards you. And the man kind of goes to gather your attention. Please, sirs. He says, I'm watching my grandson. I must relieve myself. Would you mind watching him for a second? Only there have been a few wolf sightings, and I don't want to leave him on his lonesome whilst I'm here. Would you mind watching him for a short while?
Yes, I'll watch him. I could watch you as well if you'd like.
Why not piss here?
It is not.
I think it's. I was going to say, I don't think he needs a piss.
What?
Okay.
That's okay. I could create an
thank you.
illusion so you could defecate in private, if that would help. I could create a cloud around you. So none
Unger
of us
has
could see you.
no understanding of privacy or shame about bodily functions.
If there are wolves around, it's best to stay with the group. We are renowned slayers of many beasts. You are best safe here, sir.
I'm only going to go behind this tree over here that he points to in a small field. And you remember these fields around you on the path are these kind of like open pastures where people have small holding as communally tended to. I'm just going through this tree in the middle of the field. I'll be back in. I can't go when others are looking or around me. I hope you
Shamash.
understand.
What if Kurohi
I
goes
don't
with you?
The man looks at the mushroom
What?
orangutan.
Yes.
Yeah, weird.
I'd much rather.
Curry looks at you weirdly.
Her.
I'm barely holding on as it is. Please,
Let this man take a shit. We'll be fine. Just we've got you. We've got him. We got him.
You'll
Just
be-
don't get killed.
he
Or
nods-
anything
he-
weird.
he nods
Or
at
turn
his-
into a wizard. Or turn into a wizard's dog. Or turn into a dog that's going to eat wizards. Just none of that shit. Okay, we've had plenty of that on our journey. All right.
Has anyone seen my dog?
Yeah, yes, and you kind of hear like this kind of gurgling of his stomach. He kind of nods at the small boy. It's okay. It's okay. They'll be fine. You'll be fine with them. And he kind of like slowly kind of runs off. He's quite a frail old man. And you see him run behind a large oak tree that is placed within the middle of this field, covered in frozen thaw.
Nubs turns to the kid. All right. Is that actually your grandfather, or what's going on here?
Yeah.
Good. All right. Second question. Do you ever play dice before?
Yeah.
Great. Okay. Simple
Okay.
game. 3 die. Winner takes all. You up for it?
When it takes what?
All.
Oh,
Oh,
You can pay for this knife.
And imagine,
Yes.
like, he's eye level with you, Nubs. Like, he's a small child,
Oh,
but
yeah.
he's the same height as you, looking directly at you.
Tell you what. If I win, I fix your shoes. If I lose, I fix your shoes. How does that sound?
You look down, he's not wearing shoes.
I'll make you a pair of shoes if I win. How's about that?
Okay, yeah.
Right,
Um,
nice.
But I don't have any dice, though.
Cool. Bard?
Oh, yes. Here, child. Have this book of dwarven gambling games and some dice.
Give us... Yes. There you go. Oh, yeah, you can keep the book. Can you keep
Yes.
the book?
Yes. I'm somewhat familiar with the content.
Excellent. The plague passes on. That's...
What dice are we rolling? I don't have any.
You've got the 3 that Abard just gave you. What are those? He gave you 3... Oh, the 8-sided
What are
dice.
they?
Excellent. You roll those. I'll roll mine. Whoever gets the biggest number is the winner.
Okay.
Yeah. 21 from a
rolled
roll
a-
from me.
I rolled
All
a
right,
roll
son.
20.
Why don't you try your luck? That's a
Uh,
pretty good roll, if you ask me.
He rattles three dice in his hand onto the frozen path. Oh,
5.
5.
Unlucky for you, you're getting a new pair of shoes made by me. Right, let's get your measurements.
As Nubs is kind of measuring the small boy's feet, you realise several minutes have passed at this stage, and the old man hasn't come from behind the tree.
Unger just lets out a sigh and starts trudging towards the tree without voicing anything.
Drawing his warhammer as he goes, potentially.
Yeah. But yeah, drawing his warhammer.
Listen to
In a
me,
tired
kid, says
fashion.
Nubs, talking to the little young child. Why don't you just look at me this entire time? Don't look away. Whatever happens behind that bush, we're just going to talk about shoes, all right? What's kind of your favourite kind of shoes, anyway? What sort of shoes you like? Maybe you need some warm shoes. Yeah, you probably want some sheep-lined ones, eh?
Up to below the knees.
Below the knee, yep, no problem. That's a place we can do.
Big
That's more of a boot,
boots.
but that's fine. Yes. Now go on, my lad.
With
It's all right.
3 buckles.
3 buckles, you cheeky fucker. Let me check my bag. I mean 6, by the way, because it's 3 in each shoe, I assume. He looks in his bag.
And
Buckles,
spikes
buckles,
on the
buckles.
bottom.
Listen, I've got 4
Ice.
left. Hold on. I've got 4 buckles left over. Is it okay with 2 buckles on each shoe? I suppose you could have one with 3 if you want.
You can only do 2 buckles.
Yes, I can only do 2 buckles right now, young man. But we can definitely do the spikes. We've got plenty of nails.
I guess so then.
What if I... Okay. What if
you
I give
look
you
funny.
extra spikes to make up... Yes, I do look funny. What if I give you 2 extra spikes to make up for the lack of buckles? I'm a gnome, by the way. That's why I look strange.
I guess so.
All
I
right.
thought you just shrunk. My
It's...
granddad's
Yeah, I only have a
shrinking
group.
as he gets older.
Yeah. What is... How old is Grandad, anyway? So you sprightly grandpa is full of vigor?
No,
Would just pass out in the snow, for instance? He's old. Nubs looks over
Wow.
and sees Bungus and just yells over, he's very old!
And
Unger pauses
Bungus,
for a
as you
moment.
kind of, as you go, yeah, pause, look back, just kind of like half over your shoulder. As you walk behind the oak tree, you see that the old man has not, in fact, shot himself to death, but instead he is lying on the ground, face down, and in one hand holds a small vial, and looking at his mouth that is off with a reaction to something.
I'm just going to quickly roll him onto his back, kind of slap him in the face, see if we can rouse him.
Roll me a strength check.
Oh God.
What do you mean, oh
His
god?
neck has a DC of 5.
Oh no.
Slap him gently.
Oh.
Hey,
No,
that's
it's
alright.
still...
I mean, that's
I
That's a
mean,
nat
it's still
1.
higher than his AC, but it's
But
a
it
nat
is
1.
a nat 1.
So as you slap him, his neck snaps.
But what if he
If
slaps
he was-
the ground by accident and it sort of
Oh
takes
my
some of
God.
the power out of it?
and
you
sprain
know?
my wrist. Yeah.
Yeah, he sprains his wrist before it hits him.
Ah,
Right?
Okay. Either way, looking at him as you miss the slap, you look down at this man, and he has evidently poisoned himself.
Unger is going to take the vial. Is the liquid still in it?
No, it's all gone. Like a couple of drips is left.
Using
Some residue.
the ability of his bear hide armor, can I sniff the bottle and get an advantage on perception check?
Yeah, for sure. You've smelt a similar poison before. It's a common poison because it's made from a common plant, hemlock. Liquidized and concentrated, put in enough to shut off the nervous system of any human on ingestion. The concentration is high. Sole purpose: to take life quickly.
So, do you have any other relatives, apart from your grandpa who's just taking a poo and he's going to be completely fine? But if we need to drop you off with anyone else at any point in time, who would that be?
No, it's just me and Gramps. Mum and Dad died in Vinchanda. We've kind of come to terms with that now, and we managed to escape. We were in the family a holiday place anyway. We're kind of close to MIRRAH, and we got word, and we decided to come here, and it's been okay. We thought we'd maybe head down to Luskan next, and yeah, that's where we were going next.
Luskan, that's a cool place. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably go to Luskan at some point too. I wonder, maybe if your grandpa's needs a bit of a rest. I don't know how he's doing. How's Grandpa doing? Bungerson, how's he doing? It's been a long time.
When you call over to Bungson, he's just literally, you see him got like a limp wrist in his hand, and he just kind of like flops it back onto the floor. He says, with his gaze going towards the floor. Yeah.
He sounds like he's doing just fine, says Nubs with a question in his voice, so obviously trying to cover a little bit.
Has
been long time since had fruit.
Okay,
Ah.
yeah.
He doesn't need much. He doesn't need much food. We always
Yeah.
said
Yeah.
5 days.
Probably just needs a really
There
long
only
poo.
is one.
Ooh,
Let
why
me
don't
see
you
if I can
show
help
us?
him along.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's fine.
Shamash is going to
You can
wander
help him
over
along.
there with
Young
Unger.
man, why don't you show me to what's your favourite place in the village so far? Have you found anything cool? Maybe you could just show me where the best place to play games is in this village. Where's the best place to play games? That'd be fun, wouldn't it? Why don't we just go and play games?
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, the barn. I love a barn. The goats
Me
are so
too.
cool.
Let's go straight into the barn. Maybe even close the doors. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? So we can't see anything from the outside. Okay.
But then it'd be dark and we couldn't see the goats.
Oh, don't worry. I've got a torch.
Okay, yeah. Come on
It's
then.
all right,
I'll show you the goat.
Yep, you lead the way. Nubs
Follow
looks back and
me.
just does this. So like bite with his like.
Unger's
the
just
rest of the
shaking his head.
Unger.
Okay, so he now knows. I'm guessing through that, Nubs now knows that he's a goner, for whatever reason.
As Shamash approaches, Unger's gonna hold up the vial.
Why did you give him that, Unger? That doesn't seem very neighbourly.
No, he drink.
He sniffs it again,
Hemlock.
and he gestures the vial towards Shamash to sniff.
Ooh, yes. No, I think I'm okay for some tonight, but that's kind of you to offer. Why did he drink hemlock? That seems unusual thing to do.
Did I?
Yes, I guess life is quite miserable up here. Still not exactly the entrance I wanted. Oh bugger! What should we do? We're gonna
Land
have
is
to get rid of
frozen.
that.
Cannot bury.
Hmm.
We have to burn. Or we hide him and let wolf eat.
But I think maybe let's burn him a little bit, and then no one will know what's happened, eh?
Fire
Shall I-
make smoke. Smoke bring people.
No, true.
Maybe.
Yes. Well, should we just chuck some snow on him and just go?
Abard, with his horse, says, "There is another way of disposing of bodies."
Unger's startled by Abad's presence at the tree.
Weirdly quiet when he wants to be. Don't you normally clang around?
Just fully like a fully
Oh,
armored horse
Jesus.
as well, just like covered in weapons.
I always imagine he just like sort of like drifted there, like not even moving, just sort of like dragged and stuff there.
Which way?
We've got to tie him to the back of my horse, disappear him like we did with Emmerich.
Body still here, like Emmerich.
That's
Em-
actually quite a good point. And Abard just drifts back away. To the end of it.
Like Homer through the hedge, you know, like and that's sort of like, oh. The goat buyer. Yes, here, okay, let's go in. So, what are the goats' names then? Are you okay, young man? Young man, you're not talking very much.
He rushed ahead too so far.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, goats!
Sorry, I've got small legs. Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost there, you little tyke.
Unger turns to Shamash.
I can bring him to village while you do stuff. Everyone distracted.
Yeah,
I go
perfect.
around the other way.
Yeah, see if there's a river you can swim in or something, or put him next to a drink at the bar.
Yeah. If
Where do you think
there
we'll take
is- If there is shaman, medicine man, how you call?
Well, they didn't seem to have one last time we were here. This was not a particularly rich village. They didn't seem to have much more than a few goat herders. I think we might struggle to find a medicine man, but it might be worth asking around. But that might draw a bit more attention. I think we just need to dispose of the body and just tell this young fellow that his grandpa decided to go to Luskan ahead of him
Finan
and gave us some money for his upkeep.
Finan wanders over to Shamash and Unger Bungerson and says, he said, somebody mentioned a dead body?
It's not looking good, is it, Unger?
No. He is dead.
Very dead. No
Perhaps we
soul
could
left in him.
undead him.
No.
Are you sure?
That seems like a reasonable thing to do.
No.
You can bring him back to life, or some semblance of life.
I think it's awfully, well, I mean, a semblance of life. Finan looks over at Kurahi and goes, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? Fuck.
Combination.
No, not quite that. I mean, arguable.
I imagine as you stand looking at Kurahi as well, like you kind of expect to see his body pulse with the kind of like as a normal human would do, to move with the pulse of breath.
Yeah.
But he's so still, just standing there.
Just
absorbing the air
1,000
around
yard
him.
stare.
It's so creepy.
Wait a minute, fellows.
Ooh.
I think I've got an idea. Now, we didn't have Kura here last time we were here, did we?
No.
And Kura here is roughly human shaped. So, what we do while the body's still warm, we skin him and we put it over Kura best we can. No one will know the difference.
Can we smash cut back to the goat bar?
His face like curls up in like disgust. Like, why?
So, which of these
Zero
goats
that
is
got behind you? Just kind of does. Is it always like this? I imagine he whispers into April's ear.
50-50. Sometimes it's worse.
So, here they are. Oh, you've got Billy Goats and you've got Jenny's as well. Wow. Which is your favourite one then?
Yeah, and imagine Nubs just to kind of set some additional context because you've
I
kind
thought
of
we'd do
like
some
gone
cutting between
further. Yeah. No, I love it. So as you've kind of chased the small boy, who over his shoulder he kind of shouts at you, my name's Pillith. What's yours?
My name's Nubs Grimwith. I'm a gnome. Come on.
Nice to meet you, Nubs Grimwick. And he runs towards the gate of Mirrah, which is newly erected. You don't remember there being a gate or a wall or a kind of like a small palisade. And as you kind of run up to it, you see like a guard who's kind of leant against a spear. And roll me a perception check, Nubs.
All right. Roll a 16.
You approach the small boy just runs straight through and you kind of like do a double take as you're kind of running closer and you realize the guard is fast asleep. He's an older man, kind of like a graying beard. He's fast asleep, leant against his spear. And as you run by him, you note that his garb is that of the guard of Bryn Shander. It's tattered and it is covered in holes. And he's there kind of asleep on it. He doesn't even notice you as you run past, following Pilaf through the gates. And you run into this kind of open area of Mirrah that you suddenly recognize. You've not been here in so long. And you note that there is a sense of nothing but calm. Shouting is echoing in the streets as villagers are hurrying, packing belongings onto carts and sacks slung over their weary shoulders. You see several gentlemen kind of hammering wood boards up against windows as some guards are kind of striding nervously around, kind of scanning the village. Pilaf runs though, however, circling through all these guards as you're taking this all in towards the main barn. If you remember, Zephyros was once held in this barn as he recovered.
He was.
And
Mm.
Pilaf kind of like skids around and goes into the barn, and he just looks at 7, 8 little baby goats all jumping around in this old barn.
Oh, they've got kids. Isn't that nice?
Yeah, they were only born a couple of days ago. They're already on their feet jumping around. I love coming here and watching them.
Yes, they're a bit like you, the little kids, aren't they? Eh, hopping around, and then they all have Billies and Jennies that are their mums and dads, right? Are they here too?
Jenny.
Yeah. That's the word for a goat that's having children or kids.
Ah. I didn't know that. You're a clever gnome.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, let's. Oh, well, look at that. There's some older goats over here too. They look a little bit like Grandpa, don't they? With their big beards.
Yeah. I like to stroke this one, and he goes over to it and strokes it. Strokes the kind of the beard of the goat. The goat lowers its head and immediately rams into him and floors him down into the ground.
Oh, he's a gruff old billy goat. Eh?
He rolls around on the ground, winded. He does.
You're right, my son.
Sometimes. I'm okay. It's okay. My granddad
That's
does
all
always
right.
bounce back.
Yeah, you do. You know, sometimes when a goat gets very old or very sick, they stop wanting to eat, don't they?
Why?
Well, they might not have the energy to stay with the herd anymore, so they try and sort of remove themselves, don't they? They try and sort of help the herd by moving away from them. It's like they know it's their time to rest, wouldn't you say? You know. So they just take themselves away and rest forever. That could be very sad for us, can't it? Well,
He looks at the old goat. Guess so.
but we know they've given all they could while they were here, don't we? And now they've got to be peaceful in a place where they don't get any hurt anymore. That's where they are now.
Where is that?
Well, no
Where
one
do they
really
go?
knows. But I'm sure billy goats go to a place where they can nibble at all the trees possible, and there's all sorts of flowers and things for them to eat.
Guess my
You know, your
granddad will go
grandpa's
there
also-
someday.
I think he might. I mean, he's looking a bit old and tired these days, and he definitely is trying his best. But I'm sure your grandpa knows that when his time has come and he needs to rest just like all of us, he'd try and do it in a way that would be the best for everyone around him, including you. It's okay to feel sad about that, because you love him so much. And it's okay to remember him too, just like we remember the goats that are special to us around us, right?
Yeah.
Nubs puts a
I'm
hand
gonna
on his
stay
shoulder.
here for a while.
That's a good idea. Why don't you just stay here for a moment? Think about that. But if your grandfather ever needs to take a big rest, just remember he did it because he loves you very much and because he wants you to have the best chance, just like the other goats in the herd. He wants to share all the flowers and the little trees to nibble at with people who need them more. You understand, don't you?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
All right. Well, I'll be right back here in just a moment. I'm just going to check on my friends. And afterwards, we'll come and collect you and we'll all go together as a big group and we'll go to the middle of the village. Doesn't that sound nice?
He nods.
Okay.
Thanks, Nubs Grimwick.
That's all right, says Nubs, trying to hold in a tear. It's all right. You're doing very good. Oh, excuse me. He turns around and leaves the buyer.
We go back to our group. The
We
last
got
thing he
fucking
heard was
skinning him
Shemaz.
like a deer.
Unger slings him over his shoulders and starts walking into town.
I do agree. Time is not on our side. We don't have time for disemboweling any peasants. Come now to the village.
Fair enough.
The dead
Did you
body
still
just
want me to
laying
make?
on the ground then, or?
No, Unger's got it
No,
over
you
his
don't-
shoulders.
Did you want me to distract them as we go in, so you can dispose of the body properly?
We will tell them what they do with their dead. We give this person back. They decide.
I agree. That'll be the honourable way. Honesty is the best policy. That's what I always say.
Fine. They won't be nearly as welcome to me if I come with a dead body, you know.
Maybe you can come after.
Well, that's a good idea. Yes.
Maybe tomorrow.
No, no, that's all right.
Okay.
Trash
Have
decides
the
to walk
body with
slightly
you
behind.
still.
Yeah. Slung over the shoulders.
As you make your way to MIRRAH, I imagine, Nubs, at this stage, you're kind of walking back out towards the gate. No one's
Yeah.
really noticed your presence just for everything going on, and people are kind of running around you. You see your friends starting to walk towards, and for the rest of you looking in, you kind of start to make out Nubs's kind of silhouette in the gate. And again, you've not seen this wall before. There wasn't a wall around here before. It was just open field into a couple of buildings, a barn, an inn, several homes that we used cooperatively amongst 100 villagers or so. The village has grown. Its defenses have improved. But you also see this guard singularly leaning against his spear. And from any distance you'd see, he doesn't even look up to acknowledge you. And as you become within kind of 20 or so foot, what do you do?
Abard will call out, and Abard's kind of going with like shield and lance, and he is, no, my good man, time to wake up. You've got guests to visit. Welcome to the village. You may announce us if you like.
He kind of holds his hand to his left side. Oh,
That cut to the party carrying two bodies into the village.
Yeah.
You'll probably want to announce us, you see, old man.
sorry. I was just resting my eyes.
Yes.
And he kind of lowers his spear down and kind of points it towards you. Names, means of entering the village of MIRRAH.
Abard Helmer and the low profilers, my accomplices, our right for entering MIRRAH is Destiny. So we'll be entering now, if you don't mind.
Helmer. Ah, yes. How much,
Yes.
brother? He kind of raises his spear up. And he lowers his head in shame. I am sorry, my lord. I am extremely tired from the several days of marching.
Yes.
Please,
Rinchanda.
enter. He lowers his head. Indeed, sir.
Yes. Terrible business. How long ago was the sacking?
3 weeks or so. 10 days.
Yes. Terrible
Most of
business.
Summer. Some of us found our way back down here. However, I am afraid I am but few. I will take you to your brother if you wish.
That'd be splendid, actually. Yes.
Give me 2 seconds. I have a pizza.
Oh,
Oh,
A pizza for the party.
Sorry. The guard kind of lowers his head even more in kind of a shame. And he turns towards the village. Excuse you, whoever did that, Jesus.
that might be my
And,
chair.
okay.
Like, actually, but
Um,
it was a good
it
little
was a
squeak.
nice little toot.
Might have been.
Might.
Might have been my bottom.
For all of you who walk into the village now, you see anything but calm in the village. What do you do?
I'm just going to turn to the guard and ask him, where do you put your dead?
Behind the barn is where we've been putting. However, I fear that it is becoming a bit of a mass burial site at this stage. Many have fallen. There are too many people here, famine spreads.
You have been burying or burning?
We've taken to burning now.
You know this
He
one?
looks at the body on your... he looks at the body on your shoulder. I don't know his name. It's hard to keep track.
He has grandson here. Small. This high, maybe.
Unger gestures somewhere down to around his sort of like knee, mid-thigh height.
Maybe so. I'm not familiar with the villagers here. I was asked to keep an eye on the gate. That's what I've done. However, I think I saw them leaving earlier. Some have already made a break for it on their own, based on the news. He looks back around. I shall find your brother for you.
Yeah.
You can either come with me or I can bring him to you. Which would you prefer?
It should be, I hope, guarding a hostage, so it might be best if I go to him. I wonder, though, if there's anything we can do for the town first.
We are leaving. There's nothing you can do here unless you wish to board up and get everyone's possessions in place. And we don't have
Right.
long, apparently.
According to who? Is there a leader among you?
Someone arrived here last night. I should take you to your brother. He will know more.
Yes. Splendid.
So while this is going on, Shmash has seen them kind of go in, have a chat distant with the guard that they've woken up, and Unger has wandered off with the body. Obviously for Shmash, the body was a bit of a downer, so he sees this is his opportunity. This is his opportunity to make his grand entrance. That being the case, he casts Fly on himself and flies up in the air above the gate. And despite the warnings of the party about being quiet, he does use his thaumaturgy to create the sound of thunder rumbling in the sky and make his voice 3 times louder than usual.
Okay,
While
before you
also-
start doing that effect, can you also roll me a D100, please?
Oh yes, definitely. 25.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, Alfred. Sorry.
Oh, hello.
A familiar dog arrives at Finnan's feet, and the dog we met with last time here.
I remember
Mirrah.
you, Alfred.
Frog, I think, is the
Yeah,
version.
Alfred.
Frog, yeah.
Alfrog.
One
Or
of
his
the
name at the
frogs.
moment is Alki, because that's what Ellie calls him. Alki and
Alki.
Lodi.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, that's quite sweet.
look
So,
how comfy
yeah,
he
so-
looks there. That's nice. Sorry.
Yeah, he's doing good snuts. So as he flies up, the thunder is rumbling. He uses his prestidigitation to make showers of sparks emanating from out of him, and he shouts down, "Fear not, your god has returned." And at this point, he starts blowing fire out of his mouth, creating a huge light in the sky, hopefully. And he also as he gets quite high up in the sky, big enough, far enough to be above a large crowd, he suddenly creates a major illusion of a angel blasting an ethereal trumpet. Yet again, quite loud.
Finnan
Roll me
seeing...
another D100.
Oh,
And bright as well. Imagine it's like the
27,
clouds are like
yeah.
refracting. It's like from some fucking Van Halen show or something.
Yeah, absolutely. So, the trumpet is
Guitars
pumping,
squealing.
Shamash is shouting, thunder is rumbling. Obviously, because he was using his concentration for his flying and then changed to the mind illusion, he is plummeting out of the sky dramatically.
Okay.
seeing Shamash up in the air as well casts Enlarge on him. So
Amazing.
he is now
Falling at a much faster rate because his
one
mass is
category
increasing.
larger. So I guess you're a large. Are you like a large creature or medium? I guess
I think I'm medium. I'm generally a bit bigger than human size, so like
Well,
6
now-
7 foot.
you're a
I think
large
he's only like
creature.
6-7 foot.
He's a
No,
large
about
creature
20.
now. Yeah, you're 20
Yeah.
foot now.
Jesus Christ. It's like a giant.
The sort of mass times gravity. How fast is he falling now?
So
As
what
this
we
is
should do the
all-
calculation.
Hurtling towards the crowd of people.
Begins to
Strangely,
scream.
The last time one of the last times we were in Mirrah, we had to do an extremely complicated maths equation. Yeah, if you remember.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, so yes, and then he, as he's falling from the sky, he uses Misty Step to disappear suddenly and reappear next to a small peasant. Fiery Angel is still blasting out like trumpet shoots.
Towering over him.
With the small peasant towering above him, he says, "Blessings of Shamash be upon you," and he uses sleight of hand to quickly thrust the ring of beard growing onto his finger. So, it's like,
20-foot giant slips a ring onto the finger of the
Yeah.
small peasant. Can you,
So-
like, what do people think about running a strength check with that to see if he fucking crushes this guy?
So
So
you get,
how- yeah, I was gonna say,
advantage
you can
on
figure this out.
strength rolls now. So
Yeah.
So if we use this calculator on the internet, we could figure out. So what mass would he be regularly? Right? What's Shamash's mass? What's his weight on this planet? 100
I don't
kilograms.
know. Something like that, I guess.
Okay, and when he's been created to a large creature, we're saying he's at least doubled in mass. Maybe he's even tripled in mass. Is that right?
No,
say-
it reads in the description.
It's doubled, right?
Doubled. So let's say it's 200 kilograms, and the radius of Shamash would be something like, I don't know, maybe 2 meters now that he's very large. So
Yeah,
potentially
something like
your
that.
acceleration to gravity is 3 meters per second squared. So you're just sort of really
Yeah, but he's also used Misty Step to escape, like, that.
Oh, good. Phew.
Yeah, so he disappeared from the sky and reappeared in a cloud of mist. Upon which, yes, he went up to a nearby peasant, put the ring of beard growing on. I'm hoping 16 is a success.
Weight is
Uh,
multiplied by 8.
Oh, wow. Okay, we can redo that. Well, we don't need to do because you missed a step.
But
by
anyway, yeah, exactly. So,
yeah. There's got get too lost in it, but yeah.
hopefully this peasant starts growing a huge, luxurious beard as Shamash puts on the ring, waits for a second, and then slides it off again.
Are you putting the ring on the peasant?
Yeah, putting the ring on the peasant.
Okay, amazing.
without him noticing,
The
using
peasant
sleight of hand.
Yep.
Obviously,
I've already rolled
oh
it.
right, yeah, got it.
16.
The man with already a beard kind of stops. His beard follows profusely to then starts trailing out on the ground. He turns around. He looks up at you. Roll me a performance check for all of this.
Oh yeah, fair enough. I'm going to use.
I'll say advantage based on what you've already laid out.
23.
Oh my god.
23. It disrupts the entire village. You see everyone starting to who was running in different directions, like all start to turn and look up into the sky. The sound, the light, everything distracts, and you see it just like pulse out, like out into the sky. Many just kind of stand there looking up, but then in the silence that is then lay down on the village, you just hear footsteps through the snow. Fear not, brothers and sisters. The great Shamash has returned to save us. Have faith, and he will smite the frost giants where they stand. And a murmur ripples through the crowd. Some cheer, while others shout back, angered or afraid. And a burly farmer steps forward with his fist clenched and a red face. Shamash, the dragonkin, pretending a godhood won't stop the giants. You're wasting everyone's time. And the red cloaked figure kind of comes back round. Do not listen to them, Lord. Follow us. We have prepared something. Oh, so great for you, Lord. You cannot imagine what we have been waiting in store for you. Come. Please, Lord, we were not sure of your exact teachings, but we hope it pleases you.
I shall come. First, I
we
must speak
hope.
to my people.
Your people await. Your people await. I have taken it upon myself. I've taken it upon myself to spread your teachings. Please, Lord, I have waited for your return for so long. Come.
I
Bit
shall
of
speak
whispers.
now to the people of MIRRAH.
Philip whispers to Uncle Bogson.
Do
This
not
guy's
pay
cooked.
attention. Do not pay attention to them, my lord. They have beseeched your teachings. I am the only one who truly understands your intent. The others, they flee. Don't you all? And he points his finger at them all. You all flee. But Shamash has returned, as I foresaw, to save us. Look at
And
them.
saved you shall be.
Yes, Lord. Please, let me show you what we have done for you. It is not just me. These others, they gave up you for a long time ago. They forsook you. But we did not. We have made you proud, I promise, my lord.
Your patience and loyalty shall be rewarded. But just 1 minute. People of MIRRAH, Shamash is shouting this using his thaumaturgy. Your
This man
redemption.
kneels down with his hands clasped in prayer at you.
People of MIRRAH, your redemption is upon you. The mighty god Shamash has returned. With him, his favored acolytes, who've already come into the town to spread joy. We bring great news of joy and hope. You shall all be redeemed, even those who have turned away from the true path. We will slay the frost giants. You shall all have your homes and be safe. But while we do this, we need to make sure you will all be far away from the field of battle. We have bought a great transport south of here, and it will take you and your brethren to a safe place while we eliminate this minor petty threat. It is best to keep together and travel together. Our magical transport will take you somewhere that is safe, warm, and full of good cheer. You shall be welcomed as kings and princes and brothers, and until we have eliminated the threat, you shall be welcome and be ready to return to a MIRRAH that you will find not just the same, but better, more glorious, and more holy than ever before. Rejoice, my people, rejoice. And Smash starts, what's called flying sparks out of his fingers again, just to keep up the general thing.
As the
Makes me
village,
sick to my stomach, it does, says Nubs, just whispering over to Bungerson.
Unger nods, growling.
as the village kind of quiets and listens to you, you see many murmurs amongst them, and you see more cloaked figures walk out from behind the barn that you know well and stand with their fellow that's addressed you directly. The others still stop at least to listen to what you have to say. And they all start talking to each other as you stop speaking. Nabard crunched the snow behind you with footsteps. You hear a familiar voice. What took you so long? You recognize the voice of your brother Helmet. You feel an arm come round your shoulder, over your head, and give a helmet if it's on, or your hair ruffle.
Helmet! You're mounted too! And Abard turns around and embraces Helmet, presumably from his horse too, if he's grabbing me over the shoulder. And how have you been? How's the North treated you?
Luckily, I was scouting on the hillside. And he leans down to rub the black maned steed that he rides.
Yes! How was the northern wind fared you? Has it reminded you of home, brother?
He looks around. If only in better circumstances, brother.
Yes. Seems a bit dire here.
I feared that the last time I sent you a letter that things have changed somewhat. Unfortunately, we received news in the night. Things are far much more dire. We don't have long.
Right.
The panicked. We will leave next morning.
Giants are on their way, are they?
He nods solemnly. I think you need to meet someone.
Right.
And that's where we'll take our break.
Nice.
Nice. Be right back. Sorry.
Right.
Yep, ready to roll.
Real good. Oh, I didn't put it into the right thing. Hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Dun, 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 dun. As Helmut turns his horse 180 towards the inn that is opposite the old barn, starts kind of walking. Oh, not walking. He's riding on his steed. As you all start riding or walking behind the Helmer brothers, Shamash, you look back at the one that tried to get your attention. My lord, Please, please let us show you what we have done. You're on mute.
You're on mute, Aiden.
Of course, my child. Take me to your place of worship. I'll be honored to see what you have created in my honor.
You see tears start to trickle down his cheeks. I've waited for this moment for so long. My friends will be so happy to see. We've awaited your return for so long. And he takes you slowly. He tries to reach out your hand. What would you do?
Am I still twice the size? How long does that last, Luke?
I don't actually know. How long does enlarge last?
3 years.
Bear with me. Let me find my spell. Sorry, I have the. He's
Sounds like a
streaming window
concentration
open
spell.
Massive.
1 minute.
You sure?
One
Yes.
minute. I would say 1 minute. I would say 1 minute is probably past
Yeah,
the
yeah,
stage.
1
to
minute.
Yeah.
shrink down to
Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
normal size.
It make a balloon deflating noise.
Air is coming out of
makes
the
that
arm.
noise. He's like, "Ah."
out of your scales, out of your gills. He holds out his hand towards you.
Smash takes it firmly.
He looks at your hand in his, and he looks back up at you. Come now. And he starts to pull you towards him and runs off.
Smash goes with the strange fellow.
The rest of you see as Shamash is kind of pulled off from the rest of you towards towards behind the barn as they run around the corner. And the rest of you start to approach the frosted flagon. Shuttered windows. The building itself is modest from what you remember and weather worn, its wooden frame sagging under the weight of countless winters. Sign hangs above the door, its painted image of frosted, anchored, faded and chipped. It's still recognizable. Smoke rises from the cooked chimney, carrying with it the faint burning aroma of pine. Holmet, turning to you, Abard. Ranger arrived in the night. Goes by the name of Riven. But a warning that frost giants are only a few days away. He seems to know this area well. Worth you meeting him. We thought we were prepared. Maybe we would have been able to put up a fight, but from what he says, I don't think this is winnable, brother. And he looks at you direly. Even with you all, you faced enough, but well, you should
Quick
speak to
aside,
him.
sorry, Unger would be somewhere behind the barn at the
Yeah.
moment.
Behind the barn, following Shamash.
No, because he was directed there to basically get rid of the body by the guardsman.
Oh yes, okay. As you walk towards the barn whilst this is happening over towards the frosted flagon, you see kind of Shamash pulled around the barn. You follow in their footsteps for a short while, but you see them running off much further. And as you turn around to the back of the barn, you see this large pit that has been dug. You see smoke rising. This is a mass grave behind this barn. You see several tending to it, throwing flaming torches upon it. I would say as well as you pass the barn, you catch a glimpse of the young boy Pilaf, just sat on a hay bale within the barn, stroking the coat of a goat.
Oh boy.
What do you do from there, Unger?
Is Nubs with him at this time too, I'm assuming?
It's up to you. It's up to you.
I'm just
Let's say he
gonna
is.
put the grandfather down just beside the barn, not in the pit yet. And he's gonna enter the barn and approach the kid and go, boy. No. Boy,
Boy.
boy. Does he turn?
Oh. He kind of looks out towards the door, the door of the barn. Oh. Hi.
Your grandfather. He has passed.
His hand stops on the back of the mane of the goat. Ow. We were going to Luskin.
Do you remember what we said about the old goats and the young goats and needing to make space for the younger goats? Do you remember what we talked about?
See tears form in his eyes.
He told me he is too slow. He doesn't want to put you in danger.
That's right. Your grandpa cared about you very, very much. Just like the goats removing themselves from the herd, your grandpa decided it was his time to have a long, long rest after a lot of hard and tiring work.
He looks at you both. He was all I had left.
Now, young man, now. Your grandfather knew exactly what he was doing when he delivered you to us. See, we're going to take you to Luskan now.
Okay.
It's all right to be sad.
Nice. You see him?
Absolutely.
Yes.
We're going to have a proper funeral for your grandfather. That way you can say goodbye properly.
Unger gestures and walks back towards the door.
Come on, lad. Take my hand. You're a brave young sort, aren't you?
He nods as you see him visibly trying to hold back tears. His nose running.
Gosh, yes, you are a brave young boy indeed.
I imagine Unger has arranged the body on the floor, on his back, with his hands crossed over his chest. Any semblance of the poison he's kind of wiped away with a rag around his mouth.
Sure.
Come, lad. Come.
Still.
Here's your grandfather. Is there anything you'd like to say to him? He can still hear you, even if you can't say anything back.
Large swallow. He kneels down. Kind of holds on to his grandfather's foot. Not really able to look at his face. I miss you, Grappy. I always remember the orchard. They were the most delicious apples. I'm sorry you can go further than this. He looks up at you, Unger. Takes a deep breath. And nods.
I'm going to nod slowly back at him once, and then very gently picks up the man.
Nubs takes the hand of the young boy. That was very nicely said. You did a really good job. I'm sure your grandpa would be proud of you. And I know he is.
He doesn't look at you and acknowledge you, he just looks straight on at the body of his grandfather. His head kind of like slowly nodding.
Shall we set him free now, so he can rest forever?
He starts nodding quickly.
Very good. Then we will send his spirit up into the sky to join you with your ancestors. It's
Unger
all
takes
right.
him
Sorry.
towards the pyre with the helpers. Imagine they offer to take the body, but he kind of bats the hand away gently and places him on the pyre himself.
This is the path all of us must take at some point. Just like with the goats as well. The new come and the old remove. To give them space to find their own flock and make their own kids too. You'll understand someday. But right now, it's okay just to feel how sad you are. Here, lad. Nubs takes off his large overcoat, puts it over him. Almost the same size as him.
You see him kind of like howl underneath it as it kind of buries his shoulders downwards.
Did your grandfather have anything on him that you'd like to keep? Maybe a ring or a watch or something?
Shakes his head. No.
Well, that doesn't matter. He'll always live with you anyway.
Finn and Ghost Nubs, he seems awfully quiet now. Maybe he needs a little courage. And gets out a shroom and a sail. I go, here, kid. Half a blast on this.
Nubs bats it away with his hand. No.
You sure?
Not now. I think it's important that he understands this with
Stop
a
it! It's like drinking it before.
Yeah.
No,
Finn also has a go.
More for me.
Exactly. Oh no.
As he falls flat on his back.
Damn it.
Into the corpse pit.
Yeah, into the fire.
Oh.
Is this how we lose Finn in the campaign? What's that sizzling noise for fucking
Minecraft. That's what we talked about
Minecraft?
lava.
Yeah, I was gonna say yeah.
Imagine Pilaf the boy is fairly despondent for a while. And he looks at you, Nubs. I'm gonna stay here for a while. And that's okay.
You stay as long as you want, lad. Would you like me to stay with you?
Shakes his head.
You'd like to be alone? I understand.
Come find me when you go.
We will. Also, just want to bullet point that is this something that the party forgets? I fucking hope not. This doesn't end up like fucking Zephyrus being stuck
The
for
only
like
person that was unevacuated from Mirage
Yeah.
at the point.
Yeah, boy. They failed me.
They'll be back now, anytime.
Anytime.
Turns completely
We
feral.
cannot forget. That's all I'm going to say. We cannot forget.
Which would be like,
100% gonna forget.
in the beach Leviathan, it never went after this is all over. Ah.
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh,
Shit!
oh no! Oh, he's dead. Oh, he's definitely dead.
Just hard cut to a skeleton sat on a little hay.
A little skeleton, like
The
sort of
last
jumped
remnants
against
of
like
the
a
smoking pile of burials.
Oh,
As
God.
I'm gonna say just for brevity, as you walk away from Pilaf, as he kind of looks on at his grandfather's corpse burning amongst the large burial mound, you see Shamash and his fellows, joined by multiple others, start to kind of run off further, and you see like a large structure over in the distance, not too far, but close enough to the village. But at the door of the Frosted Flagon, as Holmert jumps off of his steed, he looks you dead in the eyes, Abad. Have to leave. We can't stay here.
We have a flying. You won't believe this. We have a flying castle, relatively small. I was wondering on the way over. Obviously, we need to get you and Lambert Ossel to safety. Do you think you would be best traveling with us, or do you think it's best if you stay with these people and the rest of Geraldo's men if they're still with you?
If we can get everyone out, then that's ideal. How many can the ship carry?
I'm assuming Abad would have thought about this before they left.
Are you assuming that?
Do we have a rough? Because he would have definitely thought about like route to keep Lambert Ossel and decent quarters for Holmert. Is there a gauge of how many people I reckon could fit into Zephyros's tower?
I'm gonna say Abad's gonna try and continue to do the mathematics in his head as this continues.
While conversing.
Well,
Also,
there's room. The thing about room is that some rooms are large, some are small, but some have high ceilings. And
this is the best music for this as well, by the way. It's sort of like brainless talk.
Can it?
Oh,
can it
he's
travel
drifting
fast, though?
apart.
That's the main thing.
Oh, we can travel bloody fast. Fast
That's
enough to
surely.
explode many seagulls.
People here are more than willing to cramp up if it needs to be. But I do feel like you need to meet this person. I have a sense of the true danger. Maybe you can analyze it.
Yes, let's meet this Riven that you speak of.
Friendly game. Can we take a piss break now? I'm kind of bursting. I didn't go in the last one. Apologies.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Okay.
Cheers. Just 2 minutes.
Bloody
But
hell.
yes, okay.
Like,
Yeah.
2 minutes.
Let's
2
meet
minutes.
this very important
if-
character,
but
right?
Can I ask one? Can I ask one? He's
gone.
He's already gone. But we're gonna play a little bit longer than half 9 as a result
Okay.
of that.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's
Cool.
fine.
Helmet nods. And Abad, the last time you were at this pub, you were running out of this door butt naked in the middle of the night. No, in fact, actually, that was the second from last time you were here.
Killed a
We got
werewolf
chased
in this
out of
pub
this
the
pub.
last time we were here.
Yes, correct. The last time you were here, in fact, you fought werewolves outside of this door. And as you walk into the inn, the old oak door opens. And you remember actually it's quite a large establishment, and you remember that actually it was designed to cooperatively house many of the villagers. It wasn't just an inn, it was a community building. Its low ceiling supported by beams darkened with age, a hearth crackles in the far corner, casting flickering shadows across the room, lending a touch of comfort to the otherwise humble surroundings. There's tables and chairs are scattered across the space, many of them occupied by weary villagers nursing cups of, by the smell of it, spiced ale, some stews. And the air is thick with this mingling scent of roast game and wood smoke, and the faint tang of spilled ale. A bar runs along one wall, its surface worn smooth by years of use. Behind it, an elderly man with a wiry frame and a permanent scowl is pouring drinks with practiced efficiency. Conversation in this whole establishment is muted. More whispers and chatter. Helmet kind of walks in and points over to the far corner of the room. That's him. Ranger, he came here last night. Guy, could you come off mute and turn on your camera, please?
What?
Hello.
Guy, could you describe your character for us, please, as the rest of the party walk into the room and look at you over in the corner of the room?
It's D&D slave. Holy shit, that makes sense.
It wasn't an AI bot at all.
Hot dads, hot dads, hot dads, hot dads.
Chicanery!
So, sat in the shadows on one of the small benches in the inn, facing the door, clearly waiting for someone to come in. Riven, his skin tanned to a brown leather from years in the sun. He's a bit of a weathered-looking man at this point. From his appearance, he's probably in his 50s. He has silver grey hair and a beard, just flecks of the once dark hair remaining. He wears studded leather armor, carries a dagger, and a hand crossbow on his belt. He stands up and walks towards the party as he sees you enter with helmet. His movements look fluid and athletic, which seems to defy his age. He addresses the party. My name is Riven. Helmet told me of you. He said a capable group was headed this way. Riven looks at the party. That capable group must be you. I've seen frost giants to the north. They're not far from MIRRAH. They're rapidly getting closer. Their intent, presumably like Brinchanda, is total destruction. MIRRAH has a couple of days at most, possibly less. The village is on high alert, knee-deep in their evacuation plans. So what are you here for? Are you here for MIRRAH, or are you here for something else? He addresses the group in general.
Who are you asking? Me or that guy? And Nubs points to Abod.
I don't know which one of your band takes the lead, if any.
Typically, we're discussing ability here. Well, you must understand, I myself am here to collect my brother and my hostage, Lambert Ossel. He's in a shed, I think, somewhere. Family, castle, business, long story. Shamash is, I think, running a religion on the other side of the village that he'll probably be quite upset if that's falling through. Otherwise, Medica here, who I think is the only one who actually is in the inn with me at the moment. Man of few words, aren't you, Medica?
But you did roll a 93.
Oh, so for the minute, it's just the two of you in the pub. It's just...
I think it's just Abard,
Who's in the pub?
Nubs, and Medica, I guess, unless Medica's
Yeah,
gone somewhere
I
else.
think so.
Medica has
Think I'm
been
here.
silently following. Like, almost like in a way that Abart looks behind and gets a little jump scared by
So many
Medica standing here
surprises.
menacingly. But Medica
I
just
would
nods
say-
towards Abart and
oh,
says, "Just you keep going."
I would say as you kind of look at the rest of the party, you see Airboard Helmer next to his brother. You see the recognizable face structure of the two bold chins. Yeah, they're evidently brothers. You see Medica, bald-headed, and you see Knight Grimrick, the gnome, and then through the door behind them follows another male, small ponytail over his shoulder, carrying a quarterstaff. He kind of looks around the room. This is Sirac. He kind of nods at you. Sirac of Cezanne.
Yes, this is Thrak. I would say, typically speaking, you're probably better acquainted in private if people here are afraid of the giants. But he's been with us since Bridgender originally. We fought off some frost giants there. One of the many settlements that we've saved from giant apocalypse. Just mentioning that. We've done at least 3, 4. Abod looks at Medica. 4?
Depends how you count them.
So what is the 5th? Mirrah?
Hopefully. Sort of the plan, maybe. Typically what we do.
Well, I've spent the last few hours in this inn, a refuge that is still open in this pandemonium. I swear if I listen hard enough, even in here I feel like I can hear the thundering boom of giants right outside the door. So what is the plan now? What is your attempt to save Mirrah look like?
I think at the moment... Oh, after you, Nubs.
Oh, no, it's okay, Obad. I don't mean to speak out of turn, but I think the main thing needs to be done is we must remove the civilian population of this town away from the danger. However, any able-bodied man, even those that have seen perhaps too many winters, there's Nubs looking up the camera, like meeting eyes with the camera, should stay behind in order to defend the town. We will need every single person with a weapon in their hand. Possible.
Okay. Well, I know this area well. I'm a ranger. I used to live here. I know the lie of the land. I make money now by selling what I find or what I hunt, but I returned to Mirrah when I heard of the news. I just so happened to get sight of the frost giants before returning.
So you're a ranger, are you? Says Nubs, sort of standing up as tall as his 3 foot of posture will allow him to do. Let me introduce myself. I also consider myself a ranger of these worlds, although not this far north, I might say, but I'm used to the forests and the fields and the hills and the mountains. So to say.
Well, it's very, very nice to meet you, Nubs.
It's very nice to meet you too. Yes, but the plan afterwards, if we take the fight to the giants or otherwise, I think we're a little uncertain on. Abot?
Well, we're actually sort of hunting down a series of magical artifacts that are hidden in various ancestral locations. We've managed to get about 3 or 4 of them. We're on the tail of a guy called Artis Simbar who tried to assemble them in a desperate effort to release his wife who was trapped in a curse. Quite a long story, really. But we're sort of tracking down a series of magical artifacts hidden in a variety of exotic locations, and so we'd probably continue with that in order to try and assemble what we can, try and fight the... We're sort of trying to do this political power play within the Giants' noble court, but we need to get all of these magic artifacts before we can do that.
Then you must be headed to Raven Rock.
Yes!
Ow, my ears!
Sonic boom echoes out of the pub.
The word yes.
If you want to head
echoing
to
through the
Raven Rock,
barrels.
you should be quick. The giants are probably almost upon it.
Right. We should probably head there soon. We do actually have a flying castle back a few miles away. We can make haste, as it were.
the castle may be occupied at the moment. I don't know if we can use it for evacuations. By the way, just saying.
Raven Rock is maybe a day there and back, but I know the shortcuts. I could probably get you there and back in maybe half a day by foot.
Half a day? My God, you're one hell of a ranger to cut off a 2 days worth of travel. Please teach me your ways.
Those are kind words,
Helmet
Nubs.
kind of. I imagine Helmet
Yes.
elbows a bud in the chest, in the ribs. It is quite impressive.
Yes, and half a day would be quite handy, really. Probably not a bad idea.
The tavern door slips open in a Arctic breeze. You swear you hear a kind of icy, faint voice say, "Gyrocopter." Before it gets closed
What was
again.
that? Oh, I almost forgot, says Nubs. We have another device. And if we were to split the difference, we can actually take our small gyrocopter with a small group of people. We can move them very quickly north if you don't want to travel by foot. It's quite quiet and rather effective method of travel, though we haven't fully mastered how it works yet. But I'm quite confident we could get there in a few hours.
Okay, well, that's impressive. Well, I will follow your lead.
Oh, maybe Serac here and Helmut could organise maybe Zephyros taking some of the refugees somewhere south in the tower, and then well, we're off visiting Raven Rock in the gyro, and then we could rally back wherever it is Zephyros is taking them. I don't know where might be a good idea. Anyone?
That
We should
sounds
head
like a
south,
very
surely.
good plan. Also, Riven, how do you spell your name, by the way? Just for my notes. Rivan?
Riven.
En. Riven.
Ian,
Yes,
yeah.
of course. Yes, thank you so much. So let me just write that down. Sorry. Yes, again, Nub scribbles in the little book. Yes, very good, very good.
Okay, so I will follow your lead. I have no more need for stew and beer in this inn. I think there are more important things going on outside.
Yes, right. Well, we better make a move and start working on the giants. Right, we'll introduce you to the rest outside, I suppose.
Yes, and gather your things. I doubt we'll be back here again to resupply.
Friendly game. How familiar is Guy with the appearances of our characters? Do we have to describe them to him, or is he pretty familiar with
Yeah.
them?
Very good question, actually.
I've seen some of your YouTube things.
He's
So
looking at you
Oh.
right now.
Has he seen the AI pictures?
Yeah.
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 Charlie, are you asking like, do
He-
I know or does my character know?
I suppose both. Because, well, I mean,
Mostly you, I
good.
suppose.
because I mean, if you actually mainly, because if your character knows and you don't know, then you don't know, I suppose.
Yeah.
No, Guy has enough of an understanding of what I've brought him up to speed on
Okay.
to understand what his character would know. He
No, cool.
understands what you all look like. Yes.
Cool.
I've not just dropped Guy in the game tonight. He has some understanding of what he needs
Yeah.
in on.
Okay.
More specifically, he knows which actor would act our characters now.
Yeah.
That's the important thing.
No, not that yet. He's not part of the WhatsApp group, but he can be. Helmut and Sirac look at you and in the instruction. Helmut looks at Sirac. We'll find this tower then and bring it to evacuate. Sirac nods, looking around the rest of the party. Shall I bring the gyrocopter to you then, I guess?
Yes.
Surely we should have just brought it here in the first place. Why didn't we do that? Why did we walk?
Stretching the legs is good for the health. Also, it would be a bit confusing for the villagers who maybe never seen such a device before. I think that might be one of the reasons. But are you good at flying it? Then yeah, you could definitely fly it because the rest of us probably. Can you fly it on your own? Actually, is another question I have to ask you before I even ask my other further preliminary questions.
There's only one way to find out, I guess. I mean, you're more than welcome to come with me, but it would save you more time if I went and got it for you.
Nah, you got this.
Just
Right,
describe
Abard.
to me how you do it. And he kind of like walks alongside, like, okay, I do this and I do that. Yes, yes.
Well, imagine your feet make the big blades at the top turn. That gives you the power to go upwards and downwards. And then the rest is really a bit of a guessing game, but there's certain sticks and levers that seem to increase the pitch and the angle of attack with the thing. So I'm sure you could figure that out. Now, whether there is anything to adjust the collective of the blades, I have no idea. But I'm sure you'll be able to figure it out within a few moments of testing it around.
It gives you a thumbs up. I'm sure we'll figure it out, my friend.
Yes, I've heard from another person before that these gyrocopters are engineered to fuck, I think was someone to describe them as. Or over-engineered to fuck, I think was the explanation. But anyway, I'm sure you'll be just fine to get along on your own. By the way, that's the one way Guy described helicopters to me this one time at the pub. As the
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As you all move towards the indoors, you go to make your way back out. Now with Riven in coordination with your party, Sirak and Holmer aboard onto mount onto horses that are mounted up against the inn, and they start to ride off out towards the gate. You look out towards the way that Shamash went. But Riven, I would ask, as you look out of this inn and you look out towards the hills, which way do you point to be able to give guidance as to where you need to move?
I'm pointing north.
Party is dead.
As Riven points out towards the hills that form up, you set your sights on your next ambition. But we cut quickly because as you look out that way, you see this large, towering obscurity on the horizon. And Shamash, as you exit out of the village square, you start to hear this chorus of cheers erupt from the gathered crowd. And from those of you a couple of 100 meters away, you start to hear this as well. The air is buzzing with excitement. And Shamash, you are guided down as 10, 20 villagers start to part eagerly. And in front of you, you see this towering sight. The man that holds your hand kneels down again. He kneels and bows his head. My lord, I hope that it is right. And he pushes his hands out towards the large thing pointing out of the ground. Reveal it! And a sheet of canvas is pulled. And you see a towering wooden effigy. It takes a while as you look at the statue that stands awkwardly, uneven limbs, and a head that is slightly too large for its body. Roughly painted scales in mismatched hues of green and gold cover its surface, and two crude wooden spikes jut from its head in an attempt to mimic horns. Tied around its waist, what looks to be a burlap sack, painted in imitation of a robe, a faint acrid smell of pitch wafts through the air. A proud villager steps towards you, raising their arms to the sky. Behold the eternal fire of Shamash. He stabs himself in the heart and falls down onto the ground in front of you as blood spills in front of you. Another villager kneels behind him. He runs over his dead body, fumbling with a tube and a set of bellows, whilst a third nervously lights a torch on top of the effigy. And there's a loud wheezing noise, followed by a sputtering cough of smoke from the effigy's mouth, and the crowd erupts into a wild cheer, and suddenly a gout of flame bursts forth. But something goes terribly wrong. Fire spreads around the effigy, and it quickly climbs across the statue. And the villagers gasp as the effigy begins to glow with a fiery light. The rest of the party, who stands a while back in the village, start to see this plume of fire just erupt 20 foot high into the sky.
Finnan goes, oh, not again.
I see this is
villager
Shamash's chickens
standing-
coming home to roost.
A villager
What is
next
happening?
to you kind of falls down to his knees and says, "It's a sign we have not pleased our lord, and he has returned to smite us." And within moments, the once proud effigy starts to collapse into a smouldering heap, leaving behind a cloud of smoke, a scorched wooden frame, and an awkward silence, punctuated only by the faint crackle of embers. Hold your hand,
Crash.
Shamash.
Shamash quickly uses thaumaturgy to make his voice 3 times as loud because he enjoys that. Fear not. It is not the sign of failure. It is a sign of redemption. The sign of renewal. It is a phoenix rising from the ashes of the burnt. What you have created here has been beautiful, but it's not enough. We will require a statue 3 times as large. And I shall provide you with all the gold and sources necessary to make it. But for now,
The
we
man
must
holds-
make the most of what we have. No more sacrifices until we have enough that we can lose them. We must go spread the word. Make more people aware of the gifts I bestow. And Smash uses sleight of hand once again to put the beard growing ring on another person. Poorly.
You completely miss and poke a man straight in his eye, and he holds his eye.
Can I play some music to
My
match
Lord
this?
Shamash. Yeah, go for it. Do whatever you want with it.
Do I have to just stop the current one and play what I've got? So is that okay?
Yeah, if you clear and then play. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
The,
Not be Benny
You-
Hill theme tune.
Oh no, it's not.
as you miss your ring, as you miss the ring finger of this man, you accidentally poke him in the eye with your pointed finger, and it, with a 4, it descends down into his eyeball, and his eyeball it starts to bloody, and with your finger stuck in his eye socket, he shakes. Thank you, my lord. From his belt, he raises a knife and he shoves it in his other eye.
Fuck.
Oh my
I might
god.
need to turn Dirty Beats
What
up
is
to 100,
happening
by the
here?
way.
His eyes wide as he pulls his head back. I have sacrificed all for my lord. Shamash. He removes the knife from his eye and shoves it into his neck and falls down on the ground, lifeless.
Nubs is going to grab Shamash and start shaking him by the sort of like lower body. What have you done? What have you done?
Abard's divine sense evil Geiger counter is just like spiked quite significantly.
I've got to say, while these people do kill themselves, Shamash is just like as subtly as he can, taking these souls.
Subtly as he can.
Yes. Okay.
I imagine we as the party have come to investigate the burning, right?
Yeah.
I would imagine, yeah, I'd imagine that you all arrive at this stage as you're kind of walking up into the foothills after it is thoroughly too late, as this effigy just starts to crumble down in fallen ash and flame, as several people around Shamash's feet are lying dead. And Shamash returns to you all, smiling.
It is okay, my brothers. It is for the greater good. As this
What?
fair man has blinded himself, we shall all be cast in darkness. And Shmash casts darkness around him. Well, specifically on that chap's corpse. He then uses Misty Step to step about 30 foot away and tries his very best to sneak away to the pub.
Did you say there were multiple people killing themselves, or was it just the one guy?
Two people
there
so
was
far,
two.
I think.
Okay, and you've removed the one body, right?
Well, it's
No,
still
no, no,
there,
no,
but it's in the
no.
darkness.
I was going to say the darkness is 20-foot radius, so 40 foot, I believe, all round. Like in a circle of 40 foot around him. And Shmash sort of runs away to the pub just to sort of get his
Do
head
we-
in the game. Because he
Do any of
realizes.
us see Shamash
I've
running away to the pub?
Well, no, because he's using Misty Step. He casts Darkness, which is magical.
Yeah, but he
darkness,
only
so-
missed his steps 30 feet away, 30 feet into the fucking chair in the pub. Does he?
Well, I mean, maybe the door of the pub will
Can we
walk
all make
close
a
to the pub.
perception check?
Yeah, I think we should.
Yeah.
I thought this track would be a bit louder, by the way, but oh, there we go. 25. Natural 20.
Nubs, you notice completely. You see the chain of events of where Shamash has leapt from, looking down at the surrounding area around you. A chill passes down your spine. What has gone on here? And as you look back towards the inn, you think about Shamash. What do you think?
I imagine the whole party's just kind of seen this and is just currently stood there, speechless.
Yeah.
Finn reaches into his bag and goes, well, opens another Shroomer's ale, starts handing it out. Anyone? Just
Okay,
Hey,
so-
bud,
just me.
hey, bud, these are your friends?
Some acquaintances, some friends, some. They're quite good at killing giants. They
This is
killed
quite
the
an
worm.
introduction. Quite an
Yeah, that's
introduction
fine,
to the
skip as
capable party your brother talking about.
I think we need to have a chat with our friend Shamash. I'm going to go and talk to him in the pub, says Nub, checking that he has both of his daggers on him and his bow and his quiver is still on his body. I would like some of you to come with me, though.
I will come.
I'll
Preferably
accompany
all-
you.
Yes. Very good. You, Medica, you're big. Can you come too?
Yeah.
I think Riven's gonna sort of just follow from a distance, contemplating the decisions you've made this day.
Riven, I would. This is a very bad first impression. This has kind of been bubbling under the surface for a while now. I think we're going to have a bit of a chat. You wait outside the pub, and if you hear screams, then call the castle guard. Okay, very good.
There is no castle guard, they're all dead.
Well, town guard, whoever those.
The old
So
man.
this is the village.
The old men with the spear.
The man.
Do we?
Okay.
All right.
Raises the point. Do we even have time to interrogate him now, or like, do we need to get to Raven Rock like pronto because the giants are coming? We can deal with Shamash
Yes,
later.
we do. But I think
Right.
if we promote, say, half an hour to this nonsense, it's probably going to stop people killing themselves in this town, which I feel might be worth it. But it's I think this needs nipping in the bud before it becomes any worse.
Good point.
What say you, party?
Yes.
Half an hour max, yeah? Alright. Okay. So Nubs creaks open the door of the tavern. Shamash sat alone at a table. How Shamash sat at the table?
Like, trying to fold his, cross his arms, but not cross his arms, and then he crosses his legs and trying to
Really uncomfortably. Who wants a pint?
Hello, fellows. Join me for some fire whiskey. What a day it's been, huh? What an exciting day.
No, Shamash, there'll be no fire whiskey this time.
Unger closes the door and locks it behind him.
Fine, more for me then. Rat pours himself another glass, shaking slightly.
Barkeep, go and check on the barrels. Make sure everything's fully connected. I assume the barkeep scutters off behind into the cellar.
Barkeep does, and he gives kind of like at this stage as well. The inn is started to empty out because you've already seen people there. They were there for their last drink. They're starting to move out, gather their things, and accumulating in the square. Whether they're riding on horseback or they're waiting for you, they are out of here. They've listened to Rhythm's advice. They're leaving.
So, Shamash.
Fellows, I think things have got a little out of hand, haven't they?
Yes. Yes, they have. Shamash, we've been meaning to have this conversation with you for a little while. There's a few things that have come to our attention. Things you've said in your sleep.
I don't know why they killed themselves. I never asked
Your
them to do
strange behaviour when we
sacrifices
vanquished
were
foes.
unnecessary. Strange behaviour? What strange behaviour? I was talking about these fellows. There's clearly something wrong with them.
Shamash, you speak a lot when you dream. None of it is encouraging, to say the least. Bungus, and you've heard this before, right?
I just don't like him.
Oh, okay. Abard, you're a man of good morals, and you ride the straight and narrow, and you to some extent a man of faith, right?
I have a good sense of good and evil. I would agree there have been the odd time where I've questioned some of the decisions that Shamash has made. I can't help but notice what seems to be the ungainly presence of hundreds of souls, some of which are people that we've known or briefly known before defeating in combat.
Indeed. Shamash, how did you come to be here?
Well, I tell you what happened. After that chap stabbed himself in the eye after I accidentally took his other eye out, I just got a bit overwhelmed. So I thought, let's just have a quiet sit down in the pub. And I didn't want this fellow to follow me, so I made it dark out there.
Shamash. You misunderstand me.
Get away.
How did you come to be with the guild in Tortellini? Why did you leave your homeland?
Well, don't you remember? We met at that pub, having a jolly time.
No, I remember very well. But how did you come to be at that pub?
Well, I mean, there are several pubs, but I asked one of the common folk on the street, and he said it was a particularly good one. He said that the
Nubs gives some eyes to Bungus.
Unger Bungus steps really close with his hands on his hips and his crotch basically in Shamash's face, just breathing heavily like Tony Soprano does when that guy doesn't take his hat off in the restaurant.
Listen, Shamash. You're around friends here, but we're all very worried about your recent developments and your latent behavior. I don't think you realize it yourself, but You're not
I don't know
quite
what
the
you mean.
Shamash we remember when we first met you.
I don't know what you're talking about. Please explain. What changes have you noticed? I've always been good old Shamash, haven't I? Always reliable. Bit of a weird sense of humor. That's just me.
Well, well. That may be the case. But there's something about you. I've always wondered.
I understand. I know exactly what this is about. And I know it's
Do
hard
you?
for you guys to deal with. I've been noticing it for a while. The glancing looks, the strange, looks on your faces. I admit it. I'm not one of you. I'm not a monkey man like the rest of you. I was descended from a race made by dragons. Although I have a scaly exterior and a long tail and can breathe fire, really at my heart I'm just like you. But I understand why it would be difficult for you to judge me in the same way as another monkey person like the rest of you. Nubs, I understand you're a short monkey person. And Unger, I understand you are basically still a monkey person that's lost its hair. And Abard, you are what's considered normal around here. Although, that might be a stretch.
Karahi puts his hands on his
Nevertheless,
hips.
Even Karahi here, why, he might be half mushroom, but he is still monkey-based. And I feel that is what has really got the rest of you in some sort of trouble. As I'm
Abard?
not monkey-based, you see me as an outsider, as different. You see my behavior and mannerisms as one of those as alien to you. Despite underneath all these scales, and I am just another person trying to get along in the world.
Oh, we
I am
understand
glad you
all that.
decided to come out with what
Shamash,
you think your prejudices might be. It's good.
I'm afraid the
Admitting
filibustering must
is the
stop.
first part to own it.
Abard?
Yes, Shamash. We've always known. And Abard looks over at Finn and sort of like, we have known, yeah? That you're not
Bit of knots.
a human. We've
Abard.
always known that you're not a human.
Why don't you share your findings with the rest of the party?
Right. Well, as you all know, I have a keen sense for evil, hallow spells, the undead, curses. I do have a sense from Shamash, more so than others in the party, and Abar sort of glances over at Medica, that they are somewhat followers of the profane. And I have to say, Shamash, all of this talk of your religion and worshippers, and now that we've seen it being sort of on the more death culty side of religion, and as we all know, the Sword Coast has quite the pantheon of gods and worship, I do feel a line has been crossed into some sort of necrotic, darker strain of worship. And I do think we might need to address it.
Before it festers.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, that's the fair part. While death cults are a rich part of the heritage of Faerun, I mean, I'm sure we all grew up with a death cult around us, so it's not anything out of the unusual. I agree, it's something you wouldn't really want closer to home.
Shamash, who do you talk to when you talk in your sleep? What sort of figure is it? You seem to address it by a name. Seems
Well,
you're
I mean,
quite beset
It's the same person we all
by its
talk to.
character.
We speak to the angels, don't we? Don't you remember on that ride a long time ago? I asked you if you'd ever seen an angel.
An
I swear you all agreed.
angel.
Yes. A being of pure light and goodness.
And how do these angels communicate with you, Shamash?
Well, the same way they communicate with everyone, surely.
What do these angels tell you?
No, just the usual stuff, the path to redemption and everything. But I really don't think this is the issue we're getting at. Now,
I'm
No.
not so
look
sure.
at my hand. Look at your hand.
Yes.
Do you see the long, sharp claws on mine?
Yes.
And the fingernails on yours?
I
Well,
do.
obviously for you, you have the ability to use those fingers to craft very intricate things. Why,
Well,
fine
I
things
mean,
you've got indeed,
my
Nubs.
shoes are relatively intricate. Yes. No. Sorry. Yes.
But you wouldn't manage them without your fingers, would you? Your fine fingers. Well, my fingers aren't quite as dexterous due to me being a dragonborn. And that is one of the differences between you monkey people and us lizard people, as Unger likes to say. So,
Lizard
while my claws might be better for, for example, I don't know, disemboweling or cutting, yours are better for crafting and making. And that's one of the things that makes your monkey people and us dragon people different. You understand?
I'm not sure what you're getting at.
Well, I'm just trying to address the elephant in the room, which is your clear racial discrimination against dragonkind, which I imagine
don't.
Spot has promoted all of this.
Oh,
Why don't you
Shamash.
let Fancy Man ask question with sparkly zone that make people say true thing.
Ah, yes,
think my
my
time has
sparkly
come.
zone that ensures that people can only tell the truth. And Abard kind of like checks his spell book and then looks at the window at his horse, like looking through the window back at him. It's like,
Smiling somehow.
I always find sparkly zone that makes people tell the truth. It's best done after a good night's sleep.
Oh,
I'll do it now.
Not right now, no. Sort of
Well, you don't need this sort of thing. I'm happy to tell you anything you ask me directly. I have no problem with that. I'm just trying to address some of the issues I think that you're avoiding.
His name of Angel you speak to.
yes.
what is it called?
Oh, I don't know if we ever got on first name terms, so to speak.
Well, how does it like you to refer to it?
Master? My lord?
Master. I
In the same
see.
way that all, the usual hierarchies work in the aristocracy.
But their full title would be Master.
Finn's
Master
eyes are
of-
narrowing. Like, don't like this at all.
You see, Shamash, most of us here don't speak with angels, and certainly no angels that demand that we call it Master. That would imply that you are, of course, yourself a.
Well, aren't we all servants of the gods? Medica,
Indeed, a
backing up
servant.
here.
Right.
Don't
Yes.
you say you serve Talos?
This is not going anywhere. So I've seen this before. My friend has served as well. So which fiend do you serve? We all know that. Just come out
God
with
is
it.
speaking.
Sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. This angel, Fossi Vedamai of Nessus. Why, he has provided me with powers.
What happens when he says those words out
Can't
loud, by the way, in the rest of the pub? Do the lights go dark and the timber shakes a little bit?
The candles get blown out.
Yeah.
Finn
I feel
starts
cold
thumbing
all
through the
of
Necrogoblicon going, I swear I've read that in here somewhere.
You know that name, shiny head man?
Release 3. Yes, I do.
Apologies to Guy, by the way. You came in at a really a big crux in this party. So
Yeah. It's been building up to this.
this has
for
been
2
under
to
the
3
surface
years.
for a year, by the way. Yeah, literally.
I think at this point, Riven's just come in. He's just met some of you, walked outside thinking, okay, here we go.
He's smoking his
And
cigarette.
chaos has very quickly ensued. And you've all just gone and locked yourself away in the pub. And he's just walking around outside just thinking, what? Just like looking up at the sun, just like,
Yeah.
Finn's going to
kicking the
poke his
ground.
head out. It's like, you better come in. This could take a while.
You may as well get a beer at least.
Get a beer and sit down and listen.
Well, maybe Riven does that then. Maybe he sticks his head in the door. Yeah.
Abod gestures like, "Come in, come in."
He's going to sit on the barkeep side of the bar, pour himself a drink, with the bar to protect him should anything.
And
Should
he
anything
notices he's like taking his sword off. Like, leave that on, mate. I'd leave that on if I were you.
Right, Medica.
Like,
With a natural 20 on history, Shamash, say the name again.
Fossil Vedamine Nessus.
It's in the roll 20.
Medica, you feel a shiver down your spine. When you know reference to this name, the only reference you know it linked to, you can't quite place it exactly, even despite the natural 20. You've read many books in your time, but the only thing you can link it to is the name Bane.
look, Shamash, I've come across many blackguards and other who have been enslaved by some kind of evil deity. I don't care about much. That you do you. But whenever that starts to interfere with me, I have a problem. We need to get this thing out of the way. Somehow, some way or another. I have gotten many people off of the curse of serving one of those things. So we can help you if you so wish.
Well, apart from these two fellows there, I don't think it's really negatively impacted the party, has it?
The party looks amongst
And also,
themselves.
I don't think it's been that bad generally, you know. This little
Yes,
fellow.
it's
And
bad.
also, I don't agree that he's evil either. I think he's quite nice. Very pleasant to me, you know. Very polite.
We did sort of come to this village to rescue people, and a number of them have committed ritual suicide.
Yeah.
Only two so far.
Pretty bad.
And I've seen you do something with the bodies afterwards, not necessarily of physical nature.
I don't do anything with bodies, thank you. I stay well away from.
Not with the bodies, but with their souls. I've seen that happen before, but I didn't say anything because it's none of my business. But now that the cat is on the table, now you have to address it a little bit.
Big souls.
It does seem a bit busier after we often finish a combat. Like there's
Medica, my friend, you're a cleric. You know what it's like to save the
Souls.
people who've lost their way. Make
I
sure
do.
their souls head to the right place. Surely that is something you do on regularity.
Yes, I do.
Make sure you save the souls of people who are lost and damned, and provide them with eternal salvation.
I do, and I have no problem with that. But now that it has started to annoy me that we cannot talk things directly, it's getting me a little bit upset, if I so may say.
Wait,
Medica, have you ever
exactly is the
performed
you?
an exorcism before?
I don't do that.
Never?
My exorcism is bashing their heads with the hammer.
I can do that.
Very well. You can do that, Bunker.
I can bash head with hammer. Yes.
Oh,
Yes, Anga
I
is a good exorcist.
very well.
I know of a ritual that doesn't involve the crushing of skulls.
Very well.
If someone is willing and they wish to return to the way they might have been as a previous self, they have to be willing, there is a ceremony that can be performed to bring them back to the light of either a new or an old god.
Shamash,
Not
would you be
so
willing
bad.
to partake in such a procedure?
I'm really confused. I'm really struggling to see what the issue is here. Apart from these two fellows today who seem to have got a bit of confusion in their worship of me. What is
Shamash,
the issue you're wanting to address? Because I'm sure if
should
we
I
all
come out and
talk
say it
together,
directly then?
Please
we can
do
deal with it
before I do something drastic.
Shamash, we think you're under the influence of some other evil force, and perhaps you are possessed, perhaps you are enthralled, but in general, we're getting a very evil and, what shall we say, uncomfortable vibe from your membership of our party.
Okay, let me put it out there. Obviously, I've tried to address the racial discrimination, which you're struggling to get your head around.
It's
I
not
understand.
anything to do with that, I'm afraid.
Let's just put that to one side.
I'm a gnome, and nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
Patience.
So, what are the issues that are actually negatively affecting you? Please tell me. Please outline how any of your perceived difficulties with my allegiance, one way or another, is negatively affecting the party.
Okay, sure. It seems like you're serving a purpose that is greater than our quest that we are serving to remove the giants from their warpath at the moment. It seems that you have ulterior motives to the party, and it's a little bit concerning. And seeing as you don't want to come out and say them, maybe Abard, this sort of ritual could be performed with force if we tend to
wait. Let's jump on that. Are you saying that I have not been supportive of the party fighting the giants the whole way through? Have I not been the one trying to have the most efficient way?
Dark magic create dark people.
When have I not supported the party's main goals of defending the giants? No, fighting the giants, sorry. Defending the good giants.
We have arrived.
Oh!
Name one time. One time that I have not been.
You're very willing
to
to dispatch our foes, yet you seem rather, what shall we say, pensive about talking things through or taking indirect actions to meet our own goals as well. Yes, I think you could say you have a certain bloodlust, Shamash.
I take practical steps where necessary. Medica, you can back me up. This is often the way to do things. People are not
Bloodlust is a good thing in the party. I don't disagree with that.
I have bloodlust.
Yes.
You have thirst for soul.
It's
Exactly.
also true.
I don't have thirst for soul. Just blood.
Do I ever
Same.
take good souls? Or do I just take the bad souls that no one really wants? And help them redeem themselves?
I think you take souls no matter what.
And I would say we are overall endeavouring for the net gain of souls.
Yes,
that's what I'm aiming for. And what I would say,
that's a good way of putting it.
A good example, MIRRAH is a village that we have saved on a number of occasions. Sometimes, for danger, let us admit that we have created ourselves.
Yes,
we have brought concern and worry to the people of MIRRAH on at least 2 or 3 occasions. Sometimes while naked. Now, what we've seen today is we came here to save the people of MIRRAH. You were in fact very insistent that we come here to save the people of MIRRAH. That's why we sent my brother and Lambadostal here. Because we thought this would be the safest place. For souls, even those that we are keeping under arrest for transfer for pecuniary value, as and when deals can be reached about the retention of family estates. Now, on this occasion, we've seen, in reality, a net loss of soul as a result of your actions. And I feel, I think we all feel, that's not for the best.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Before you reply,
agree with that.
can I posit to you something?
Okay. Yes.
If you indeed consider yourselves to be a good and, in general, upstanding person, would you not put yourself out for a test of this moral standard. Say by no members of the party, but should we find someone who understands these matters deeper than we do? Would you be willing?
I would happily
yourself
speak
out
to
there.
someone. I would happily speak and talk about this with someone who is a true expert in these matters. Yes, I feel
But to be
no
tested.
fear. Depends what you mean by testing. But no, I just want to address Amar's point. I absolutely things here I do believe have gone a bit out of hand. We started the
Oh,
Cult
yes.
of Smash as just a way to get the people to listen to us, and I thought coming back here it would be the best way to evacuate the people. I did not foresee one man stabbing himself, then another man stabbing himself, and then accidentally stabbed him in the eye. And that I regret. I regret deeply.
Accidentally.
And I feel that perhaps I should disperse these people of their illusions. And, yeah,
Well, that's good.
make
Yes.
the
How
cult
do you
of Shamash no more.
how do you intend to resolve this issue now?
Well, that's a difficult one, isn't it? I feel that obviously the main important thing is to get people away from danger. That we must do initially. We must get people in the castle and fly them south.
Very
Then
well.
we should have a series of sessions to slowly deprogram these people from their beliefs. And I admit I
No.
must play a central
No.
part in it. We
No.
must get them away from their belief that
Shamash.
violence is
I have
not the
idea.
answer.
They must know
Oh,
he is
fire away,
mortal.
Uncle.
We must beat him in front of followers. Like dog.
Well, I don't think that would help anyone.
Well, I don't know. But Shamash,
God cannot be beaten like dog. No.
but what if he would
Defeated
tell the
country.
truth?
God is not dog.
What if he would tell the truth to everyone?
Yes,
Fess
and I
up, as
think
it
the
were.
truth is exactly what we should do, but obviously these people have dedicated their lives to me. You have seen how terrifyingly they will sacrifice them. So I think rather than shocking them initially, we need to work on a way of slowly deprogramming. Get them to talk about their thoughts, their reasons, why they decided to join the Cult of Shamash, and I'll be the first to admit that I may have had some sort of minor role in that.
Sound too
But
long.
that means I can also have a major role in doing it.
Shiny
If we
headman.
do it too suddenly, it
We
might
beat
end
him.
heavily.
I would say so the action that we should probably take is just to take Shamhas out of the picture as much as we can. So no interaction with the civilians anymore. We just move them out of the way and then
And then
do
we
not
beat him.
interact with them.
Yes, I
beating
think
is,
no more
plan B,
talking
I would
with
say.
civilians would be a decent first start.
Okay,
I'm
And
so
then,
sorry
uh,
about this.
I'll agree.
We can just ignore everything else. When we get them out of here, I don't care what happens to them. We can continue with our quest and then kill giants.
Okay, I agree. I'll stay away from the civilians, and we can just move forward with this.
All right,
No.
job done.
No. Will you stop? Worship. Dark.
I will stop. Yes,
Dark.
I will stop them
What you
worshipping me.
call? What you call shiny headman? Dark. Deity.
At the words you hear Shamash saying, "Okay, I'll stop you here." As you hear the sounds of the gyrocopter and Riven standing outside the inn, you see Baracus Zazale kind of landing down the gyrocopter into the open field area between the barn and the inn, and he's kind of like, "We're ready. I figured out how to fly it. It's a bad boy."
Benitez,
That's
just
really good.
pick this up later. Get in the copter.
think
That's
he's right.
fine.
And if things don't improve in the future, then we can go to plan B of beating Shamash.
Yes.
All right, good. We have settled
well.
our differences here. Let's go. We have wasted enough time.
On with
But
the
as
journey.
Fidden says, Shamash,
Enough of
we've
your
got an eye on
racism.
you now.
2 eyes as often as you can spare.
Indeed, that is the case.
Fear not, you have nothing to fear from me.
In
Why
his
do
kind
I
of
feel
task
cold?
Karahi with like watching Shamash at every turn. I imagine he doesn't blink anymore.
Also, very good
Curry
roleplay,
also that-
Shamash. Well done.
You have
Yeah.
to moisturize
Inspo for
the.
Shamash, I think. Inspiration for that.
Yeah,
Well,
big
yeah.
time.
Excellent.
Curtain tennis.
Yeah, Nubs has earned some inspiration for the beginning as well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Sure.
Thank you, yeah. And apologies to Guy Ross, who's just completely lost now. Like, why the fuck are we fanning around
Yeah.
this?
Yeah,
Big
this-
apologies.
this,
This can happen in
I
D&D.
was
I'm sorry.
promised giants. and
Yeah,
killing.
I was trying to giants and fighting, not
Coming for a
arguing in a
long
pub.
time.
Mild esotericness.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
It was
I
as
don't
if
think
waiting
any
in
of
the
us were
fucking
expecting this
Discord.
tonight.
Yeah, there has
So
been some
much
soul
time.
sucking going on and off for 2 years, and now we had to address the thing.
Yeah, it's been coming to a boiling point recently, guys.
I expected the unexpected a little bit, but
So
yeah.
I did prepare him for the unexpected. To be fair,
Yeah.
As land and as Sirac of Cezale does land a gyrocopter in the space in the center of MIRRAH, he gets out, he runs past you, Riven, and says, "It's ready for them. I'm gonna help everyone else evacuate. We'll see you in the tower as soon as possible." And he kind of like bundles into the inn. He's like, "Come on, you lot!" To the rest of the people who are kind of standing and sitting around. "We're getting out of here." And you hear, as you see the Tower of Zephyros to launch back into the air and start to plummet down in front of the gate. The tall giant Zephyros starts to walk out of the tower. "Come! There is room for all." And he kind of puts his hands to his head, and you see the tower, several more buttresses out of the sides of it.
I'm just imagining the population screaming and running because it's a giant. Like, ah!
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's the ever
To be fair,
expanding
Zephyros
castle.
has been here before.
Yes, he has. True. They know about
they do
Zephyros.
know
That's a
him,
good point.
actually.
They know Zephyros. Yeah, that's a good point.
They know
really
him
do.
slightly.
Yeah.
But he looks out to all of you. "Need anything else from me, or shall we wait here for your return?"
Probably not wait here.
Yes.
Probably need to evacuate these people.
Yeah,
Get them on the
take-
castle.
Exactly. Take the people away. Wherever is maybe will probably be a day. So I suppose how further far south you can get, half a day away,
Maybe Luskin.
half a day back.
Luskin would be good.
Luskin's on the coast, isn't it? So they can get boats away. Yes.
I'd say go for Luskin. But once you're done, old Zeffy boy, if you could come back and check on us, that would be really great. We might not be here, and if not so, we're probably up at Raven Rock. It'd be really nice just to have someone checking in on us and make sure everything turned out all right.
Yes. But we'll speak brain to brain.
Oh yeah, true. You guys have a brain link. I've always forget about that.
I forgot about that.
Brain link only goes so far. Travel beyond 100 miles, you will not be able to hear from me. However,
Right.
if this man believes he may, please stay here for you. And you see through the gate, on the back of a donkey, with several others walking around him, "My friends, Geraldo Magnifico is here to defend the town in your absence. He will
Gerardo!
stay."
Geraldo! Nubs' eyes are sparkling. He has both his hands on his cheeks.
Yeah, Unga's running up to Geraldo to give him a hug as well.
Tell me,
Geraldo,
how are
it's
you
really
like?
you!
Geraldo, sing us a
Is
song,
there like
please.
bare-chested? Enough
You
now.
old salty sea
Go.
dog.
Be quick. We will hold the village as long as we can. You go and do what you must do.
Oh my god, this guy is the best, says Nubs out loud, just to himself.
Like, Luke put in the chat. That is exactly what the entire party's doing.
Yeah,
Geraldo
yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, like, sort of seeing Geraldo, exactly. Oh! Should we copy that to General for Guy as well?
And as Geraldo kind of like comes into the center, Helmet out of one of the side cellar doors of the Frozen Flagon, Abard, you see Lambert Ossel and Lady Italia, both manacled, being dragged through the snow towards the tower.
Yes, I think we can all agree that we remember that Lady Italia was also still our prisoner. Yes, you keep a good watchful eye on them, Helmut, and I'll see you again soon.
Hey, hang on a minute. Oi, Lady Italia, remember us? Remember closing us into a sewer? Yeah, that's what you get. Just Nubs looking. That's what you get.
Hello there. Shamash winks. Lady Talia.
Mash, you don't get to talk to anyone anymore.
You see how
We would not have Geraldo's legs without me, Nubs.
Yeah, we'd have a lot less without you, indeed.
Lady
less
Italia
trouble.
visibly lock eyes with Shamash and instantly roll them several times.
Yeah. We have no time for this. To the gyrocopter!
Gyrocopter lies unmanned as Sirac kind of is running and kind of grabbing as many people as possible to evacuation stations. You see a number of villagers starting to run up towards Zephyros's tower, starting to pile in as multiple buttresses form around the tower itself. Zephyros
Is Pilith...
gives you a salute.
Just to interrupt, is Pilith with them? The young boy, Pilath?
You feel a tug. You feel a tug at your trouser leg. And you look down and see Pilaf. Guess this is it then.
Is he tugging at my trouser leg?
Yeah, your trouser leg.
Okay. Wait. Why are you tugging at my trouser leg? I'm as tall as you. No, sorry. Oh, my dear boy, this is just the beginning for you.
Pulling on it.
Yeah, exactly. This is just the beginning for you, my dear boy. Now, hurry. As many an adventure awaits you, you get to be in a castle that flies. I remember if I was a young gnome, I would have given my left leg to go in a castle that flies. Now, hurry on. And here, take these, says Nubs, giving him 5 gold coins. Don't tell anyone you've got these, but these might be helpful in the future.
Wow. Thank you, Nubs. And he stares at you for a moment.
Have I got something in my beard?
I want to be a gnome, just like you.
Oh, that's very kind of you. And Nubs just reflects back to his grandfather and him saying that to him when he was sat in his grandfather's cobbling study. That's very nice indeed. Now, come on, young lad, he says, fighting away tears from his wrinkled and furrowed brow. On to the castle with you.
Pilaf nods and he runs up to the castle, and you see enthusiastically then starting to try and evacuees onto the castle. He stands next to a guard, mimicking their actions.
Wait, Pilath!
And you instantly see him start to stand up as a man. Yes.
Nubs runs up to him. This little fella is called Moggy, and he holds Moggy the frog out to him. I think you can take care of him for now.
He holds the frog.
He likes worms. Make sure he has plenty of worms.
I was going to say, I don't know what frogs eat. I would have
Well,
been
now you
afraid
do.
he'd die.
Sorry, what was that? I talked over you.
Take care of him.
Oh, yes, of course you will. I know you will. Remember, he's your responsibility now. I'm sure you'll just do fine.
Will
And
I
Nubs
see
ruffles
you
his hair.
again?
You may well do. We've got a lot of work to do. But I'm sure we'll meet again at some point.
Good luck.
Goodbye, Pilath. Remember to stay good. Goodbye. Goodbye. A small tear forms in the corner of Nubs' eye and works its way down his dusty and muddied face, leaving a white track in his cheek.
Standing on the edge of the tower, Zephyros looks down at you. It is time for you to go. No. What you need to do. Follow your friend.
Nubs. All Nubs can muster is a nod, and he spins around and runs back to the gyrocopter as fast as he can. Thoughts spinning through his head.
As all of you are surrounded by the panic that is engripped MIRRAH, you aboard the gyrocopter of which was possessed from tinkerers and the engineers of Baron as well. With the guidance of Riven, you start to navigate through the foothills towards Raven Rock. And that's where we'll pick up next session. Guy,
Hell yeah.
Amazing.
welcome to the table.
Welcome.
Yeah, welcome, Guy.
Three.
Amazing.
Quick bit of
Get the
context,
deal.
guy. Geraldo
Yeah.
Magnifico was an absolute nobody that was supposed to die on a boat ride from Neverwinter to Luskan. He survived
Yeah.
an incredibly dangerous encounter, and we thought we would main character him after that. Or named character
course.
him after that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he even managed to kill some enemies in there
Yeah, I
for
think
some
he-
reason.
Yeah, he did,
Yeah,
yeah.
he did.
It's been with us ever
He's
since.
a hell of a swordsman.
He
Hell of a
also
swordsman.
lost his legs down south.
Yeah.
Smash, bring his legs back.
Yeah.
Of course.
So Ring brought his legs back, not Shamash.
Yeah, not Shamash.
Smash his
Indeed.
ring, though. He didn't have to give it to him, did he? If he was evil.
I think I got a good
Yeah.
introduction to the.
Geraldo Magnifico, Macho Fantastico.
That's one of the more
Yeah.
mental sessions we've had in a while, to be fair, actually.
He's
Yeah.
definitely a bit more
Yeah, good
mental.
intro.
Yeah.
Thing is, I was listening obviously beforehand as well.
Yeah.
I listened to the thing in absolute tears listening to you. Yeah, just in that first encounter, like 5 minutes in, when you broke that guy's neck with a slap chat.
Yeah.
Usual.
He was well gone. He was well
To
gone.
be fair,
Yeah.
supposing his body went surprisingly
Instantly,
boringly
like,
compared to
shall
like
we just
previous
skin
counts.
him?
Yeah, I know. Should we just skin him? Why does everyone think I'm evil? Shall we skin him?
Oh, and then that
Yes,
brings
yeah,
me.
that's
The,
dragon racism.
I remember the
Yeah,
one
yeah. Oh, yeah.
one guy we accidentally killed, and then we did like the illusions of him waving in the background. So,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going
Yeah.
away now, and then
Yeah.
we dumped
Oh,
him in the
yeah.
river.
Everybody, yeah, true.
The
Yeah.
corpse in the river.
I
Yeah.
killed him with,
We,
like, with one slap, didn't I?
Oh yeah.
You slapped
He
him
got
in the
his
face so
again.
hard he died.
Yeah.
we
That
also
wasn't Flash.
This is Geraldo Magnifico's tune, by the way.
Yeah.
we also at one
This is
point killed a
Geraldo's,
goat,
definitely.
which led Andy to have to make a 4-month tangent to the campaign as we desperately
Oh
tried
yeah,
to
Jesus
get back
Christ.
to a town
The
to
livestock
compete in
rally.
a livestock rally.
It's also why there are goats in MIRRAH, and that why they're a big central element to like the life there.
Yeah, I thought goats were coming up a lot.
I thought.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
goats,
in a
goats
party
are
at one
really
point.
important.
The livestock rally also led to basically the whole party being trapped forever, and us having
Oh,
to.
yeah, we
bring
kind of
back.
soft locked us ourselves.
Yeah, we like
Yes,
properly locked
please.
ourselves in a different dimension where there was literally no way to escape. So we had to use
It's not
old
weird.
characters from a different party from our first D&D to get them out, which was a nice callback.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. No, love it.
Yeah,
Very excited to be here.
Great stuff.
yeah
We
good
be
for you.
here
and
on the- Reg.
welcome.
No.
Guy's gonna be here for a while. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Awesome.
Sick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dog.
So good.
Ever since I've been talking to Guy for about joining the table for a long time. Of just like I had loads of ideas for people to join and stuff, and with like seeing more of each other this year with the wedding and the stag do and stuff, it was like we have to get you at the table to play.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a long time and finding ways to do it, and it felt like a good time. So
Nice.
yeah,
Eventually, just managed it.
You're
Yeah,
welcome,
it's quite
but
quite
I
a fair
think-
bit of planning with the D&D slave and everything.
Yeah.
That was,
Yeah, that was,
that was
I was,
very-
I was
I was
like,
going
was
to
confused.
mention it at some point, but like, yeah, I
I
don't
didn't
care.
really care.
my software
But,
engineer brain nugget went like, I suppose it's possible with like the API hooks they've got. That'd be pretty sick, actually.
I
I believed it 100%.
Yeah,
I just believed it. I thought, wow, okay, that's really clever, taking notes like that.
Oh, even
Yeah.
Gress like asked me, who is D&D slave? Like,
So I was messaging Guy, so we were trying to figure out a way to do it. I was like, I could stream to you privately and stuff. And then I was like, no, just join, and I'm going to say this. And then I said it, and everyone kind of bought it. I was like, okay, cool.
I 100% bought it, yeah.
Well,
I did,
no
yeah,
one
we
mentioned
did
it for
it.
quite a while. I
I said to Guy earlier, if anyone's going to question it, it'll be Grez. And it was
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
So I wasn't here when D&D Slave joined, but when I saw D&D Slave, I just assumed it was whoever was joining us this week, because you said last week somebody's going to be joining us. I was like, oh, okay, that's the guy.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
I completely
I-
forgot that.
I had no
I
idea.
particularly enjoyed knowing that you'd kind of like teased that someone might be joining, and then as you were like, "Come to the tavern. There's someone you need to meet." Just everyone else being like, "Let's not go to the tavern. Let's
Yeah,
go
wait a minute.
Yeah.
we forget him there for half a year and come back to the tavern after we had killed the
I
giant.
said-
Oh my god. Imagine if we just
I
not
said
gone
to-
at
I
all.
said to Guy last night.
Yeah.
I said to Guy last night, it was like, if it doesn't happen in the first hour, I'll find a way to get everyone to go to you. Obviously, you can't pressure these things.
I could have been joining as
but,
D&D
yeah,
slave
no.
for like 6
Yeah.
months before we finally revealed
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Shit, we should go to the
Big
tavern
reveal.
actually. I've got to
Multiple
go.
sessions.
Oh, incredible.